Jonah Weisner. Number 7, he's back, Greg Marco. Number 11, Gio Morello. Number 13, Jake Sanford. Number 17, Ben Abram. Number 19, Anthony Porcelato. Number 20, Brendan Luther. Number 21, Brandon Hoope. Number 22, Teodora Ortega. Number 23, Robert Mullen. Number 24, Grayson Garrett. Number 25, Tyson Gall. Number 26, Scott Gillespie. Number 27, Euclides Lair. Number 30, James Bradwell. Number 33,
sunflowers on me.
And number 45, Jose Dominguez. The staff of your 2025 Welland Jackfish. General Manager, the Chief Architect, Jason McCray.
Who are you?
The Manager, Brian Essery. Assistant Coach, Ricky Pilateri. Assistant Coach, Pat Casey. Bench Coach, the living legend, Scotty Nine-Toe Johnson. Pitching Coach, Ryan Bench. Clubhouse Manager, Matt Worth. Trainer, Matt Richards.
Oh boy, let's go. That is weird. Go Eric.
The ball and bat boys. First of all, G-back, Mr. Greg McPherson. Connor Camden. Fans, one more time. Let's hear it for your 2025 Welland Jackfish.
Let's go, boys. Break my game. Turn that up. So hard. I think good shots, but it's like somebody like the guys that really want to. I have got some shots like.
Fans, it's almost game time. At this time, please rise if you're able, and please remove your hats. Here to honor Canada with the singing and playing of tonight's national anthem, please welcome the Lincoln and Welland Band, led by Drum Major Sergeant Todd Scottney, under the direction of Bandmaster Mr. Ken Hutton. Also joining the band is the Color Party from the Lincoln and Welland Regiment Association and consists of Captain Kambo Hassan, Chief Warrant Officer Steve Ward, Sergeant and Phil Moran.
I got a shot for you, Clayton. Yep.
Thank you once again to all members of the Lincoln and Welland Regiment. New to the team this year, we almost forgot him, and I want him to tip his cap. Our amazing bat boy, Fernando. Come on out, Fernando. Tip your cap. Welcome to the Welland Jackfish family. Going to send it down to the field. The director of fun, I believe. Oh, no, we're going to do it. Okay. Starting lineups presented by Crime Stoppers of Niagara. The shortstop, number 4, Jonah Weisner. Center fielder, number 11, Gio Morello. Third baseman, number 13, Jake Sanford. The catcher, number 23, Robert Mullen. Left fielder, number 24, Grayson Barrett. Now down to the field, the director of fun, Ryan Harrison, and the Play Ball Kids. All ready for X? Are you ready? On 3, 1, 2, 3. Play ball! Here we go!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside Welland Stadium as we get set for the 2025 home opener. It's Barrie back in town, back-to-back home opening. The Baycats travel to Welland to open the season. Reese Dumani, I'm Alec Murray. Thanks for joining us on a chilly, cloudy, but beautiful sold-out park here at Welland Stadium. Reese, first off, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
And welcome to the team this season.
Yep.
Over 3,000 fans in attendance here tonight for this home opener. Jersey giveaway today as we head down to field level. Rich Corrente returning to throw out the ceremonial first pitch to get this game kicked off here at Welland Stadium. But let's go back to the offseason, Reese. First starting with Welland. A lot of moving pieces, a lot of guys leaving, a lot of guys coming in. Obviously, the big ones that are gone, Mateo Porcelato out in the Frontier League. But Jackfish also bringing back talent from years past. Euclides Layer back in the green this season. He was a stud when he played for Welland a few years back. Brandon Luther, he's a newcomer. Played in Okotoks last season with the Dogs out west. Exciting young second baseman that the Welland Jackfish do bring in. A lot of returning guys as well this season. A lot of key pieces. And you look at it, Jake Sanford, who gets the start at third base tonight. Jonah Weisner, Robert Mullen, all those key guys back. And, of course, the captain, Gio Morello.
Yeah, and talking with Gio on our media day, and that interview's up on the social media for the Welland Jackfish. But you know, he's back because it's awesome to be here. That's part of the reason why I've jumped on board. You sold this team very well, Alec. You know, I obviously followed the IBL. I've been a part of the Brantford Red Sox broadcast for 2021, 2022. I filled in virtually everywhere except Chatham and Barrie. So, I mean, to see these guys, I covered the Red Sox when Uke was there, when Gio was there, so knowing them from the past. I went to high school with Daniel Howitt. Not to make our viewers sound a little bit older or anything, or make it sound like I'm a baby, but it seems like it's a complete team. You have a nice mix of guys who have experience in this league, but guys who have experience at high levels elsewhere, and I think it's going to work well for the Jackfish, and they have high hopes and high expectations for this year.
Really, the focal point coming into the offseason was the starting rotation. Obviously, to go deep in the playoffs and be successful, you got to have depth in the starting rotation spot. I mean, Welland is loaded. From back to front, you got Ben Abram. You look at James Bradwell, who nobody expected to be back, but here he is. Last season, an outstanding year in the Frontier League with Quebec. Euclides Layer, names on names on names, guys that you're looking for production and hoping to get out of it as we get set for the first pitch here at Welland Stadium. And it's Ben Abram making the home opener and season opening debut for the Welland Jackfish as he gets set to open the 2025 season. And his first pitch is right there at the knees for strike one.
That's 6'8's intimidating on the mound. That's your opening day starter. That's a nice way to set the tone for the season.
Big Ben, the local product. His second full season with the Welland Jackfish. That one bounces in the dirt. 1-1, even the count now on the leadoff man, Francisco Hernandez, who will play second base for the Barrie Baycats tonight. New addition for Barrie. We talked to them pre-game, and they said, hey, we're trying to get our feet under us. We're missing a couple of guys, but see what we can do here as Hernandez, big cut and a miss, and it's 1-2. Abram in the driver's seat early on, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to pump strikes, and he's going to fill up the strike zone. Challenge you.
Yeah, and here it is. Try and hit it. That's what you got to do early on, and you know, for guys that haven't seen him, it's going to be a challenge, but also for the guys that have, they're going to be geared up and ready. They know the ball's going to be in the strike zone.
Here comes Abrams, 1-2. On the way, bounces in there, tried to get him to chase, would not bite, and it's 2-2 even.
I like that. Not necessarily a waste pitch, but you're trying to get him to fish out of the zone, and your best pitch doesn't necessarily have to be in the strike zone, and Ben Abram showing that early on.
Abram working a 2-2 count to Hernandez. Here's the delivery. Outside, and the count's run full. Robert Mulling doing the catching duties tonight.
Love to get the crowd into it early on that. Love it.
3,000 plus fanatics in attendance tonight. A sold-out show. A precursor of what's to come this season in Welland. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Abram. Cut on and miss, strike three. Abram opens 2025 with a strikeout. One away.
Yeah, it was a great job by Hernandez to work the count full after falling behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. But again, we talk about Abram being in the strike zone. Here's my fastball, try and hit it. And Hernandez just couldn't catch up, and that's a nice way to start the ball game.
Here is Brandon Hernandez now. One away. Top of the first inning. If you're just joining us, welcome. And now time is called. Not sure what's going on down at field level there. Everybody kind of looking around. His coach, you can hear him in the background getting into the action here. That one is inside from Abram. 1-0 to Hernandez.
He was in midseason form for a very chilly school day games. So right back at it.
Here comes Abram's pitch. That one bounces in the dirt, and it's 2-0.
No, it's only batter number 2 of the ball game, but Barrie Baycats have done a pretty decent job through this second hitter to try and see as many pitches as possible and get as much information as possible.
There's a nice pitch from Abram on the outside part of the plate. Got Hernandez to chase. And it's 2-1. The center field crew, the fire hazard, in attendance here for the home opener. Just waiting for that fire to start up in center field. 2-1 on the way from Abram. That one is right at the knees for a strike, and it's 2-2. Hernandez thought it was inside. And the count's back even. Willie Garcia lingering on deck for the Barrie Baycats. Big name acquisition for them in the offseason. Garcia, of course, 2017 played for the Chicago White Sox. 44 MLB games under his belt. Now in the lineup for the Baycats is another full count for Abrams, so rarely getting that pitch count and seeing pitches early on, Reese.
Yeah, and credit to the Baycats. They want to do that. We were talking to them pregame, and they just, they might have to play a few scrappy ones to start the season, and extra innings lost to begin the campaign after the rings were handed out to start the night, but they're looking to get right back at it, and it's been a nice start despite there being one out on the K.
3-2, Abram. The pitch is going to be sent foul down the third baseline. First souvenir ball of the season. Bounces up onto the berm. Defensive alignment for the Jackfish tonight. Left to right on the infield, Jake Sanford starts at third, Jonah Weisner at short, Brendan Luther at second, and Josh Marchesa, the Niagara University product, over at first base. Barrett, Morello, and Hupe left to right in the outfield for the Jackfish tonight. Is that one? Oh, it hit him. It was ball four regardless. So Hernandez is aboard with a hit by pitch. And the first man on bases for the Baycats here tonight, as that'll bring in Willie Garcia with one aboard and one out.
This is going to be a really fun matchup to watch all night long. Right-handed Chuck on the mound. You got a right-handed hitter stepping into the box. It's power against power. And it's nice to get it in the first inning as well. But this matchup is going to be a show for the fans here at the pond. I'm really excited for this one.
Garcia in his lone MLB season, .240 average, a couple of home runs, 12 RBIs. Had 105 major league at-bats under his belt. And now steps into the batter's box for the first time here in Welland as Abram goes right at him and challenges him. Knee-high fastball in there for strike one. That's going to be a key tonight for Abram. Get ahead of hitters.
Yep.
Work ahead in counts.
Absolutely. The best pitch in baseball is strike one. And if Abram can get that more times than not, he's going to have a pretty long night.
Hernandez always a threat to run over the bases. Abram will check over. Back in safely is Hernandez. Wind is blowing out at Welland Stadium tonight, so get a fly ball into the air. It's going to carry.
Yep. Might look like Kitchener tonight, the way the ball flies at Jack Couch.
0-1 on the way to Garcia. The first time we'll see Abram out of the stretch. And he goes knee-high fastball again. 0-2. So Garcia in an 0-2 hole here. Ryan Rio, the Barrie veteran, on deck, back for yet another year in a Baycat uniform. DH extraordinaire.
That's a great way to put it. Yep, absolutely. Big left-handed bat.
Big left-handed power bat for the Baycats. That one, same spot, just outside for ball one.
That's a great location, 0-2. You make Garcia battle early in the at-bat after getting ahead 0-2, just missed. But I like that spot.
Abram setting up a 1-2 pitch. See if he goes outside here. Changeup, cut on and miss, strike three. Abram takes care of Garcia on 4 pitches, 2 down.
That's a big K. You want as little traffic on the bases as possible for the next guy coming up, but just the sequence again, it seems like Abram and Mullen are on the same page right from the get-go, so it's great to see these two really understanding each other right from the start.
Second year working together, the battery, Mullen and Abram. Mullen getting in early a couple of days ago, playing overseas. Team bounced in the semifinal. Him and Teodoro Ortega, starting pitcher for the Welland Jackfish. He's back for his second season at the pond. And they're back in time here for the home opener.
As much as you want to have your whole team here for the home opener, it's not always possible. Yeah. So you can get these guys here. Introduce them to the fans. That's number one. But get them right into the rhythm and get them used to Welland Jackfish baseball right off the hop.
Ben Abram, an 0-1 count on Rio, the DH for the Baycats. Another one fouled off down the third baseline, and it's 0-2.
Of course, that's easier said than done with other commitments before they get over here to the IBL.
Fans still finding their seats, not many empty ones here tonight at the pond for the home season opener for the Welland Jackfish, who go to Hamilton tomorrow afternoon for a 2 o'clock start. 0-2 set up outside. Abram well outside, and Rio lays off. Ryan Rio, a down year for his standards last season in the IBL, but really started to kind of get back into the groove of things into the playoffs, but looking for a bounce-back campaign from the Barrie DH are the Baycats. Big piece of this team. And a 1-2 count. Abram right back outside, doesn't get a chase, 2-2.
Essentially the same spot, back-to-back pitches. Yeah, looking for Rio to expand the zone. Just couldn't get the chase here. We'll see if they stick with the hard stuff. They go something soft, maybe try to go back foot on Rio.
We're going to go right back to that outside part of the plate, it looks like. And Rio smacks that one to short, just over a leaping Jonah Weisner. And that's into left field for the first hit of the ball game. Rio sat back on it, pokes it into left center.
Yeah, sharply hit baseball. You needed an extra inch or two on the height there, but yeah, no, good piece, and Abrams just in a little bit of a jam here in the first inning, but luckily he's one pitch away. He just needs one more out to get his offense up to the plate for the first time, so no reason to panic whatsoever.
Always dangerous Nolan Macabrota now stepping in, an all-star in the IBL last season. Back in a Baycat uniform. 2 aboard, 2 away here in the top of the first. Hernandez at second, Rio at first. Pitches at the knees to Macabrota, strike 1. And Macabrota didn't like that call either. Couple of pitches on that side of the plate, looks like getting a little bit on that inside part, go right back to it.
Yeah, why not?
Hitters got to just see Macabrota take a little bit of a step back in the batter's box as the 0-1. Abram checks Hernandez at second. Now delivers home. Macabrota fouls it straight back. 0-2, third straight batter he's gone 0-2 on. See if he can get that put-away pitch.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for. He hasn't gotten it yet in those last 2 situations, but here, let's see. And again, you don't necessarily have to put one in the strike zone, but maybe try and paint that inside corner again.
0-2. Abram, 2 strikeouts already, top of the first inning. Here comes the delivery. Right back to it, ring him up, strike 3. Abram K's the side here in the top of the first inning. And he strands a pair of Baycats as we head to the bottom of the first. Barrie scoreless, Welland coming up here at Welland Stadium.
It's back here at the pond, presented by Niagara College. And we head down to the Director of Fun, Mr. Ryan Harrison. Harry, take it away.
Yes, the fish is, we're going to walk over to get back to Niagara College, and on ice, cold pond water lager. Make some noise for our newest fanatic, Tanner at the pond.
And anyone wondering, that is a real fish.
Welcome back inside Welland Stadium, bottom of the first inning. Jonah Weisner leading things off against Carlos Sano of the Barrie Baycats. He's going to be a key cog in that rotation. Is Sano last season with the Baycats. 1-3 record, a 4.30 ERA. A little bit of mix of everything from Sano, but get a full season under his belt here in 2025. He gets the nod here, and they said they're going to play it how it goes. If he can give them 7, he'll go 7. If they can't, they're going to go for a jumble of bullpen today as they continue to wait for guys to come in and show up, talking to their coach down pregame rings.
Yeah, pitching chaos, I guess, is the best way to put it. Might be a little biased there being a Tigers fan, and that's what they called it all last season into the playoffs. But, yeah, pitching chaos. You're going to have guys go 2 innings some nights, so you got to figure it out. It's that night that you get 7, 8 innings that you'd like to have more times than not that you're really grateful for. So, yeah, 100%. Let's get 7, 8 innings out of Sano, and then we'll go from there.
Sano, 1 pitch, 1 out. Great start to his night as Gio Morello, the captain, steps into the batter's box. As the Gio chants echo throughout Welland Stadium. Beloved center fielder Gio Morello.
And he's fired up for this one. He is he couldn't have thought of a better opponent to start the year than the defending champions. They know what it feels like to be there. They want to get back there where they were a couple of seasons ago.
That one is also inside. 2-0 to Gio Morello. Barrie played Welland in Welland's home opener 2 years ago after Welland won the championship. They're back here after Barrie won the championship last year. Two heavyweights to kick off the 2025 campaign. Morello to the left side. Hernandez, what a grab. Does he have the arm? No. Morello, infield base hit. There's that speed from Gio Morello. Able to beat it out. Great get by Brandon Hernandez. Just not enough to get across the body.
I was going to say, heck of a play, but just too much speed out of the batter's box. Left-handed hitter, gets down the line very quickly, and we're interested to see if there will be a lot of action on the base paths tonight. Gio Morello, a guy that can run, that can steal a base, so early on, he can get a guy into scoring position, less than 2 outs. That's huge.
Brian Essery said they're going to continue what's worked for them. They're going to be aggressive on the base paths, so expect that here tonight. Here's Jake Sanford. Who knows what he can do in a full IBL season as he starts here in the 2025 season. Ball 1 to Sanford, 1-0. Jake.
There's a lot of room in the right center field gap for Sanford here. And that was a swing that he wanted to send that ball directly to the wall.
Looking to get these fans something to cheer about early on here. Pitch to Sanford. Chopper to second. Taking it on a second hop and making the play over to second is Francisco Hernandez for the out. It'll be a fielder's choice, and 2 down now in the bottom of the first.
Number 23, Robert Mullen.
Yeah, not hit hard enough for that tailor-made double play. And even Gianfranco Morello made that really close at second base. But, yeah, just not hit hard enough. Good job by Sanford to leg it out and not get frustrated over it. So still have an opportunity here, still making your way through the middle of the order because Mullen can do some damage himself.
Here's Robbie Mullen stepping into the batter's box. The catcher tonight back for another IBL season. Second with the Welland Jackfish. Going to be a key cog in that middle lineup. Every single night they run out the game card.
Yeah, this is a dangerous middle of the lineup. If you can consistently get Weisner and Morello on base, you're 3, 4, 5 hitters. You're going to have a lot of runs driven in this season, that's for sure.
Pitch to Mullen, wanted that one out in front of it. Off speed pitch, good one from Sano, and it's 0-2. Mullen last season so good at staying in at bats, even when he's down in the count. Contact-wise, he's going to make you work for it. Sano in the driver's seat, Sanford at first, 2 down. Mullen skies one to left field. That one is drifting back. Back is Anderson on the warning track, hauls it in for out number 3. Mullen gave it a ride, not enough legs on it to get out, and after 1 inning here in Welland, we're scoreless. The Baycats, the Jackfish, will head to break, and we'll be back for the top of the second.
Run, presented by Minor Brothers Country Living. Director of Fun, take it away.
All righty, Rodney. I got Paulo, Lucas, and Hector versus Tanner, Carrie Ann, and Aaron for the Minor Brothers Undy Run. Here's how it works. When I say go, they're going to take off, go around the infield, and just across the line, wins a Minor Brother. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go!
New truck, big lift, old roads, we've been tearing up since way back when. These wheels are innocent. New hits, new seats, no hit story, and you just can't fake that. So let's change that, girl. Let's go.
They're a slow bunch, but here they come. I don't like Carrie Ann, Taylor, and Aaron's chances here. Oh no! There's still time. Come on, people! It's Saturday. You're at the pond. Make some noise. They're in trouble over there. That's tough. All right, now you guys are showing off. All right, let's make some noise for our winners tonight. Paulo, Lucas, and Hector. Congratulations, guys. You're welcome with $25 on Minor Bros Country Living.
Fans, we're also pleased to announce that the Welland Jackfish at the Pond is a licensed entertainment venue. Visit the Bait Shop Concessions or the new Miller Lite Dugout located on the third base side and enjoy an ice-cold tall boy. Please drink responsibly and respect the rules and help us maintain a positive atmosphere for each and every one of our Welland Jackfish fanatics. Reminder, 50/50 is brought to you by Crime Stoppers of Niagara. Make sure to look out for the volunteers walking around the concourse to purchase your 50/50 tickets. The draw will take place at the end of the 7th inning.
Six, 7, 8, 2 up for the Baycats. Top of the second inning. Thanks for joining us in Welland. Alec Murray, Brees Dumani on the call for you. In the home and season opener, Ben Abram back to work for the Jackfish, as he's going to get Tristan Clark, Hayden Jaco, and Lilise Beltran. 6, 7, 8 for the Baycats. As Abram right back to work, and he pumps in strike one. Clark occupying center field tonight for the Baycats. Get the Jackfish into this ball game. Talking to Brian Essery pregame, he said it's kind of hard to watch almost all the other teams already games under their belt last week and this week, and we're sitting back and watching, waiting for this opener to come. And he's like, finally, our guys are ready. We're excited. Finally get into the action here on a classic Saturday night at the pond, as beautiful off-speed pitch from Abram catches the outside part of the plate, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, you get a couple of games on opening day last Sunday. You get games Thursday, a couple yesterday, and you wake up today. It's game day, boys. Let's go.
Abram, sound like a broken bat, but it's going to die a hero, as that one's into center field for Clark, so a base hit. And the Baycats have the leadoff man aboard here in the second.
Third baseman, number 55, Hayden.
Yeah, not much you can do that. I mean, tip your hat to the hitter, to the bat. That's donezo now. He executed the pitch. Just a great job from Clark to stay with it all the way and use the entire length of that wood to get a piece and send it into center field.
So here's Hayden Jaco. Uber utility man for the Barrie Baycats. He does a little bit of everything. Jaco gets under that one on the first pitch. Shallow left field. Weisner's out. Barrett's in. Calls off Weisner, and Grayson Barrett will haul it in. So a big bounce back at bat for Abram as he gets a one pitch, one out.
Yeah, to get that off of one pitch. And in the first inning, we saw a couple of full counts to begin the ball game for Abram. To get that out on a first pitch right after a single, that's huge. A, for the pitch count, and potentially how Brian Essery uses the bullpen further on and how far that Abram can go.
Here's Lilise Beltran, the catcher for the Baycats, hitting under the 8-hole tonight. 1 on, 1 out, top of the second, scoreless still here. Just underway if you're joining us, as Abram right at the knees for strike one.
I'd continue to work that inside corner against those left-handers. He's been painting so far through an inning and a third on that inner half with left-handed hitters at the plate. We saw it to end the first inning against Macabroda. It's not a bad idea to continue on with that throughout the ball game.
Beltran still looking for his first hit of the season. Skies that one to center field. That's going to send Morello a couple of steps back. He settles under it and hauls it in. Tagging from first is Clark. Morello the throw into second base, not in time. Gutsy play by Clark, but just able to get in there ahead of the throw. I think if Morello is able to get a running start at that, it's a little bit different of a result.
Yeah, he had to run quite a ways back to go get that ball and didn't have a ton of time to really get set up for a throw like that. So, I mean, hey, heads-up play by Clark. But, if he gets a running start, I like Morello's chances in that situation.
Almost the element of surprise on that.
Yeah.
Probably not thinking a guy's going to tag up from first, but Clark gets himself into scoring position here. Back-to-back innings. Now the Baycats have a man in scoring position with 2 outs. And it's going to be up to the 9-hole hitter, James Anderson, who takes ball one.
This could be an important spot early on in the ball game. If you can get him here, the top of the order comes up with nobody on in the third.
almost want to have that top of the order come up and start the third inning. You don't want to flip the lineup over to Hernandez, who's on deck, hoping for a shot here. Base hit likely scores a run as Abram 2-0 now on Anderson. Good discipline from Anderson. First couple of pitches. Now Abram's got to challenge him.
Yeah, this is almost not a get-me-over situation, but a perfectly placed try and hit my fastball.
Fastball's coming here. Anderson knows it. Set up on the outside part of the plate. Abram rocks into his windup. 3-0.
He's got some work to do. Just got to work your way back.
Hernandez struck out to lead off the ball game.
I say that's a quick $15 for the Ronald McDonald House charities. The strikeouts or the dollars for strikeouts. Love that.
Abrams 3-0. Ball 4 called, does not get it. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Anderson, who now 2 aboard. Flips it back over to the top of the lineup.
That's the one silver lining is now you've got to force it every bag.
So Barrie, again now 2 runners on for the second consecutive inning. Seeing lots of Abram pitches here early on in this one. Talked to manager Brian Esser. He said everybody's available, but he has a game plan of how he wants to roll it out.
Yep.
Who knows how things will unload as Abram right after Hernandez with an off-speed pitch. 0-1.
That's the one tough thing about the IBL is you can have that game plan, but you have to be so good at adjusting to what happens because, A, you don't know who's going to arrive off the bus. Just the way the league works.
Yep. Guys
work during the day, and obviously it's a Saturday, but who knows who can get here, right? So plans change. He's fully aware of that, but, yeah, he laid out that plan very, very nicely for us, and he hopes he doesn't have to differ from it or change it or anything.
Abram in a little bit of a pickle here on the top of the second. Does have 2 outs. A 1-1 count to Hernandez. That one is sent to right field. Drifting back. Brennan Hupe's under it. Hauls it in. Abram escapes the second as he strands 2 more Baycats on bases after 1.5 scoreless here in Welland as we get set for the T-shirt toss here at Welland Stadium.
Make some noise. Tonight, make some noise.
As Grayson Barrett gets set to step into the batter's box. Still scoreless here in Welland. Fans getting into it.
Leading off the second inning for the Fish.
Barrett last season wasn't a full-time player, but he had some big moments coming off the bench in pinch hit situations. Ton of power to the right and right center field side of the baseball diamond. And now getting a chance to play full-time here to start the season. Sano rocks in. Barrett goes after the first pitch. Dead center field. Coming in is Clark. He's under it to make the catch. For the second consecutive inning, it's 1 pitch, 1 out for Sano. Message must have been attack him early.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a ball that we've seen it carry quite a bit so far through an inning and a half, but it stayed up. It was a shallow fly ball, and Baycats center fielder Clark playing a little bit deeper made that play look really easy. Came in, was right under it to make the grab.
Here's Brandon Hupe back for his second season in Welland. His first at bat, he takes strike one at the knees, a fastball from Sano. Brendan Luther lingering on deck. Hupe going to get a chance to fill in regularly as well. Came in just after the beginning of the season last year. Big count and a miss from Hupe. And it's 0-2. He's got a couple pitches, see if he can get Hupe to chase out of the zone here. Does Sano.
Yeah, Sano's being very efficient so far to start this game. Essentially the idea that Abram had in the first inning. It's just, here it is, try and hit it. I'm going to be in the zone as well. So you have to expect that.
Fights one off, straight back. One's going to hit off the roof of the broadcast booth. Down it comes, look out. Fan makes a nice grab down below us. 15 degrees. Cloud cover here for the home opener. Possibility of a little bit of wet stuff, but
man,
we'll see if it blows over. We've had good luck. Stadium usually tends to avoid it. As Hupe strokes one, that one's going to go to right center field. Drifting over in front of the warning track is Tristan Clark. Makes a nice grab on the run, 2 down. Another ball that carried up in the air. We mentioned wind is blowing out.
Yep. Yeah, you get it in the air, it's going to go. I mean, other than Barrett's, of course, but no, that was a good poke. It sounded good, and looking very casual going over to make the catch was Clark, but Hupe gave that a ride.
So here's Brandon Luther, the second baseman, newly acquired. His first season in Welland begins now as he takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Played for another great organization out west, the Okotoks Dogs, last year. Okotoks, another team that draws really, really well out west. Very popular team. And the word coming from them is, you're going to love this kid.
Hey, I'm in. Let's see it. If they like him that much, then let's see it here in Welland. I think it's going to be a nice addition for this team, and let's get a nice introduction to the fans here. Let's see a hit.
0-2 on the way. Instead, he's going to chase downstairs. 3 pitches and a strikeout for the Baycats as we head to the top half of inning number 3. Scoreless in Welland. You're tuned into the home opener for the Welland Jackfish.
It's time for the empty bellies dizzy bat race. We'll throw it down to the director of fun once again, who's ready with our contestants.
All right, Roddy, it's a shake special here. We got the empty bellies dizzy bat race. We got Caden and Zach. Here's how this works. When I say go, head to bat, bat to floor, spin around until I say stop, at which point try to hit the ball off the tee. First contestant to do so wins $25 to empty bellies. We're going to keep this real low, eh? Okay. You guys are tiny, apparently. All right, Fanatics, I need you. It's Saturday night in Welland. Make some noise for our contestants. On your mark, get set, go. I didn't say stop making noise. You guys new? Come on. Keep going. Get your head on the bat, sir. We don't do this cheating stuff here. What do you guys think? Dizzy? Not dizzy? You're ruthless, sir. Dizzy yet? Oh my gosh. On your mark, get set, go. That was pretty impressive. Congratulations, sir. You're walking home with $25 on empty bellies. Fanatics, one more time for our boys here. They gave it all they got.
Want to wear the fish? Visit the new tackle box on the first base side of the stadium or online at shop.wellandjackfish.com for all your Fanatic needs.
Just dizzy up here from watching that.
Man, that was hard. That was hard to watch.
Back of the antics, middle of innings at Welland Stadium. Thanks for joining us. The viewers delight at home watching that. as we get set for the top half of inning number 3. Still scoreless, only 3 hits on the board so far as 2, 3, 4 meat of the lineup for the Baycats due up. It'll be Brandon Hernandez, Willie Garcia, and Ryan Reel as Ben Abram back at it. Hernandez was hit by a pitch back in the first inning, stranded at second base. Little check swing. That's going to be to second. Luther going to grab that. And a 1 pitch, 1 out for Abram to start the third.
Say nice start, and I would say Ben Abram could use a nice 1, 2, 3 quick inning. It's been a tough first 2 innings for him, and again, credit to the Baycats for making him work, but he could really use a 1, 2, 3 inning here.
Willie Garcia in for his second at-bat. Struck out on 3 pitches in his first at-bat. When Abram's working that off-speed with his really good fastball, he's really hard to hit. And that first pitch is in there for strike 1. He's been going right after Garcia tonight.
Yeah, and not always an automatic take after a first pitch out, but taking advantage of it, and Garcia looked like he was in full take mode there.
Here comes the 0-1 from Abram. Great pitch on the outside part of the plate, and it's 0-2. That's that breaking ball that starts in and just catches that outside part.
Yeah, that was filthy. That's not fair. Garcia played in the major leagues, and he's not doing anything with that pitch.
Abrams got him right where he wants him. Looking for strikeout number 4 on the night. Goes right back to it. Tried to get him to chase. That one's in the dirt, 1-2.
I don't blame him.
Got a couple pitches to play with here, does Big Ben. One away, top of the third. Abram in a 1-2 count. Rocks into his delivery. That one's going to get by Robert Mullen to the backstop. Garcia thought about it, but able to hold up. 2-2 the count.
Say, Abram almost got him to go, but yeah, nice hold from Garcia. I think Mullen wanted to check on that after he got the ball, but a little bit late. Umpires won't necessarily grant you that. Yeah, it's a battle, Garcia and Abram. We talked about it in the first inning. Really excited to watch these two go head-to-head for however many at-bats Garcia gets against Abram.
Abram, big breath on the bump. 2-2 count on the way to Garcia. He's got his sign. Here it comes. Garcia reaches out and pokes that one into right center field. Morello, he's got great wheels, and he makes a nice catch on the run. 2 down. Such a leisure to have Gio Morello patrolling center field in Welland, and one of the biggest outfields in the IBL.
Yep.
Morello plays it so well.
Oh, man, he had a lot of ground to cover there. I thought that was labeled for the gap in right center field, but Morello, yeah, making it look easy. We kind of have a center field show here with Clark and Morello. They're both making these plays look really, really easy, and they are far from it. That was a great running grab from Morello, and now Ben Abram, one out away from a nice solid 1-2-3 inning. Talked about it. He kind of needs it right now.
Rio, base hit in his first at-bat back in the first inning. Little single. He was able to poke just over. That one is crushed. Deep right field. Back at the wall. It is gone. Ryan Rio bombs away in Welland. And the Baycats strike first as Rio unloads to right. Hupe gave it a look, and that one carried over the wall. Rio knew he got it, and that's how the Baycats start the scoring here in the third inning. All over that first pitch fastball, Ryan Rio from Ben Abram. That's what he does best. He'll make you pay for it. As Rio's got Barrie on the board.
Yeah, he was absolutely ready for it, just all over it. And again, the wind is not going to help us here at Welland Stadium. That one's going to send the ball out, and Rio is just such a good power hitter. He has been for a number of years, and we're used to seeing it, so we're not surprised by any means. But yeah, he tagged that one out to right.
So Rio 2 for 2. He's had Abrams' number here tonight. Base hit and a homer now. Nolan Macabrota, who struck out back in the first to end the inning. In for his second AB. Abrams starts him off 0-1. Abrams 0-1 is in the dirt, 1-1.
And Macabroda, you got him on the inside corner in that first inning, so stick to what worked.
Abram long stare in, now rocks into his windup. Macabroda, hard ground ball. Marqueza boots it, able to stay right with it. He'll take it himself for out number 3. Not before the big rig, Ryan Reel. Damage has been done as the Baycats strike first reel. A solo shot off Abram. And Barrie has a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third.
Thank you, Rodney. I am here in section 106 with Sophia of the famous Young's Electric, official electrician of the Welland Jackfish. But anyway, Sophia, you've been selected as the next fan of the game. You're going to walk away with 4 tickets to any future Jackfish game and a Jackfish Baseball. Yeah. Oh yeah, toss it. Boom. Baseball. But I need you to do one thing only, and get the fanatics all riled up. You gonna do that for me? All right, stand up. You guys ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go, Jackfish!
Here we go. Fanatics. Let's get the boys riled up. Here we go. Thank you.
Bottom half of the third inning, 1-0 Barrie. Welcome inside Welland Stadium. As we get set for the bottom half of the inning, it'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Welland Jackfish as Josh Marqueza gets his first at-bat. Welland Jackfish plays for Niagara University. Just a sort hop and a skip across the border. Stateside as Marqueza steps in against a new pitcher. Not something we expected to see in the third inning for Barrie, but Chris Lazar into the ballgame. Marqueza, big hack at that. He's just under it. Hernandez will make the catch, so 3 consecutive innings. The Baycats have got 1 pitch and 1 out.
I mean, I have no issues with the aggression. I actually love it because then you're at the mercy of the pitcher if you get down to that 0-2, 1-2 count. If you go after that first one, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the best pitch you see. It just must be the game plan from previous knowledge against certain guys. It's where you hear stuff. Who knows what it is? Again, aggression's a good thing. It can be a bad thing. But
I go back to Sano being yanked after 2 innings.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, when speaking to Barrie pregame, they said, we don't know what we want to get out of him, but I don't know if they expected to pull him after 2 innings of play. He looked really good through 2 innings, and they bring in the IBL veteran, maybe the longest tenured IBL player in the league, Chris Lazar.
Yeah, give Cleveland Brownlee a run for his money. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, no, it was strange for a team that didn't have a ton of guys on that white line for the national anthem. Yeah, and he was efficient. He was working well, working quick. He was getting outs. Yeah, it's I don't know. Must be something behind the scenes, off the record that is.
We shall stay tuned and see if we can get some information on that. Right now, 1-2, Lazar ahead of Gom. Gom slashes one to left field. Hanging in was the left fielder. That's going to get over the head of James Anderson. Gom on his way to second. He takes a big turn, and he's in with a double. So T. Gom takes advantage of James Anderson playing way in at left field. And the Jackfish have their first man in scoring position tonight. And that's going to flip it around for the top of the lineup. It's Jonah Weisner.
Yeah, not only was Anderson playing in, but his first step was in. And then he quickly realized, uh-oh, I'm going to get burned. I got to get back and get on my horse to the wall. Ball goes up against the wall, but a great piece from Gom. And, yeah, sets the table for the top of the order. This would be a nice response for the Welland Jackfish to get that run right back.
I mean, as an outfielder, you got to understand the wind is, again, blowing out at Welland Stadium. The ball is going to carry like we've seen here tonight, and now we're going to have a meeting on the mound as the catcher Beltran out to chat with Lazar. This is probably the first time these two have worked together.
Yep.
So still probably trying to work through signals and signs as you see Hernandez also coming into that conversation, and the three of them up on the mound. Home plate umpire also out there engaged in the conversation. Not sure what's going on. They're going to...
No mound visit.
Yeah, they were trying to chat about something, and you saw him wave it off. Not sure if there was maybe an injury or what there was there, but...
Yeah, because usually he'll join the meeting, make sure, okay, guys, you're not pulling one over on me, are you?
There's Weisner trying to lay down a bunt. That would have been a good one. It rolls into foul territory, 0-1. So this is Jackfish Baseball, and it's exactly what Brian Essery loves to do. He's got good speed on second base, great speed at the plate. Hey, lay one down here. Get runners on base, a little bit of small ball.
Yeah, make the infield work. Yeah, get them moving as well. Absolutely.
Now you got that in the back of your mind, too. Weisner, is he going to swing? Is he going to try and lay another one down here?
Yeah,
third baseman, Jaco, regular depth.
Even Mackey Broda down the first base side.
Weisner, chopper, up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Hernandez, he got it onto first. Not in time. He's off the bag. Everybody's safe. And Weisner able to leg it out. There's that speed paying off. Runners at the corners with only one gone. And a couple of fielding mishaps for the Baycats here in the third.
Yeah, speed kills. When you can run really quickly down that first baseline, you put some extra pressure on the defense, and it pressures them into bad plays, bad throws. That one, it was going to be bang bang if that throw was on, but yeah, that's what happens. And to be honest, wouldn't surprise me if he's not at first base for very long.
Official score CP for this person, best in the Niagara region, giving Weisner a base hit on that. That's going to be a tough play regardless if he came off the bag or not.
Yep, absolutely.
And here is the captain. Gio Morello steps in with a chance to do some damage here as strike one is called on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Big spot here for Gio early in the season.
Yeah, in this situation, you get a ground ball, it's going to be a tough double play to turn. So that works in the Jackfish's favor. Obviously, Morello can hustle it out. Obviously, Weiser's going to put pressure on you to get the out at second base. So really, you're just looking for a ground ball here.
Morello now in an 0-2 hole.
At minimum, of course.
Speed all over the place.
Yep.
Lazar in an 0-2 count. Weisner taken off. Morello slashes one foul down the third base line. It's up and out of play. You're going to see that, too, with runners at first and third. Sometimes Welland loves to pull off that steal to second.
Yep.
Gom come home. They get that throw down to second. So
good point.
We'll see what Brian Essery has up his sleeve. And I doubt there's a throw down to second if there's a ball here from Barrie.
Yeah.
If there is, Gom's going to be on his way home. Things you think about in the back of your head. Weisner looks like he's going to get a jump again. Morello fouls another one off. So 3 consecutive fouls for Gio Morello staying in there. Battling with Lazar. A couple IBL vets going toe-to-toe here in the third inning. As Jake Sanford lingering on deck.
Yeah, these two guys have been around. Not an overpowering left-hander on the mound, and Gio Morello has power, but a guy that does thrive when the ball's on the ground.
Here comes the wet stuff. Morello's going to poke one into left field. Anderson could not get there. Drops in front of him. RBI single. Gio Morello, and as the rain starts to come down at Welland Stadium, the fans, something to cheer about. We're tied at 1. What a great job to protect the plate from Gio Morello. Finds something he can put into play. Anderson, once again, misreading that baseball.
Yeah, late jump on that. For a second, he tried to deke out the runner at third in Gom to see if he would maybe get a late jump coming home, but he did a good job recognizing that, no, he's not catching that as much as he wants to deke me out. But yeah, for Morello, just you had to put something in play. You've got enough speed at third. You've got enough speed at first. You've got enough speed in the box. It's something had to get in play in that situation. Obviously, a strikeout's worst case scenario, but just needed something in play.
Jake Sanford strokes one right center. That's going to be hauled in by Clark, who makes another great grab out there at center for the Baycats. 2 down. That one was on a rope. Clark's made a couple of nice grabs out in center field tonight. As light rain expected for the next 25 to 30 minutes at Welland Stadium. Hopefully nothing too crazy. As now with 2 down and a runner at second and first, Robbie Mullen steps in.
I'd say you usually like the rain to try and cool things down, but it was fairly cool before the rain started, unfortunately. But
light drizzle, nothing too crazy. As Lazar's pitch, Mullen bounces to third. Tough hop for Jaco, throw across the diamond in time. Side retired. So Baycats fielding mishaps cost them in the bottom half of the third inning as Gio Morello drives in the first run of the season for the Jackfish on a blue base hit, and we're tied at 1 as we head to the top of the 4th here in Welland.
Who's down on the field with Mr. Harrison tonight?
All right, Rodney, we got Michelle and go versus Justin and Josh. Here's how this works. When I say go, take off, grab a donut, bring it back, stack it on your partner. Once all 4 are stacked, you take off back to me. First person across the line wins $25 to Beaties from CAA Niagara. Fanatics, I know it's a little rainy out here, but are you ready? On your mark, get set, go, 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 one at a time. Amazing. We didn't plan that, but it worked out. All right, first one down, let them drop, guys, let them drop. All right, second donut on. Here we go. Fanatics, come on, make some noise. You're full of plum waters. We know it. Drop your donuts, sir. Drop your donuts. Do not lift them up. All right, last donut. Make some noise. We're going to dash here. Here we go. They're off. This is where all the magic happens. Come on, Michelle. Come on, Michelle. We got Michelle and Cole, who's walking away with $21 to Beaties, thanks to CAA Niagara. We'll see you soon.
Fans, that 50-50 jackpot approaching $3,000 now. 50-50 tickets on sale in support of Crime Stoppers of Niagara. Get those 50-50 tickets before the 7th inning.
Back inside the ballpark, Reese Dumani, Alec Murray with you. The 2025 home opener. Welcome, wherever you may be joining us from. Stateside, Barrie, or even here in Welland, we thank you for tuning in. 1-1 through 3 innings of play. Ben Abram out for his 4th inning of work as he's going to get 6, 7, 8. Clark, Jaco, and Beltran. 2 up here for the Baycats. You look at the innings-wise for Abram. He was in a little bit of trouble in the first, in a little bit of trouble in the second. Really was good in the third, except for one pitch. That was a mistake.
Yep.
Ryan Rio sent it a long way. That one's on a rope. Out and left. Barrett reads it perfectly. 1 pitch, 1 out. So a second consecutive inning. Abram goes 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, it's been one mistake. And, yeah, as much as he struggled in the first 2 innings and then giving up that bomb in the third, yeah, it's really just one mistake that's cost him, and that's put runs on the board for the Barrie Baycats. So, you know, pitch count might be higher than he wants, but at the same time, it's only 1 run, and you're in the 4th now. You seem to be in a little bit of a better rhythm than you were through the first 2 innings. Like you said, back-to-back innings, you get a first pitch out to start. So,
Abram doesn't get the call there as it's 1-0. Hayden Jaco flew out to left in his first at-bat. We've seen this with Ben Abram all last season. The more he gets into the ballgame, the better he gets. as there's a weak ground ball down the first base line. It's going to roll foul. And it's 1-1. Saw it so many times last year where Abram had trouble in the first early innings and then just cruise control.
Yeah, the first inning is sometimes the worst part for a pitcher. You get done in the bullpen, and it's the same people taking care of the bullpen mounds as it is the regular mound, but it's a different mound. So it's amazing to see that pitchers struggle to get a feel on the mound when they've just finished a bullpen, and especially at home, you're right out to start the game, right? It's just there's a certain comfort level that some guys just can't feel until they get into the second, third, or fourth inning.
Abrams got his sign. Great pitch. Strike two. He's gone it out so often today, and it's been effective every single time.
Yeah, whether it's a right-handed batter, whether it's a left-handed batter, you're absolutely right.
I mean, pick your poison. You want one in on the hands or you want one off the end of the bat?
Yeah. Both have a chance to break the bat.
Absolutely. Yep. 1-2, Abram in the driver's seat. On Jaco, here it comes. Bounces it, 2-2. Barrie's done a good job of not chasing a ton of pitches tonight either.
Yeah, they've had a really good eye. Abrams bounced quite a few and just trying to get that chase, and you mentioned, or I mentioned it early, that you don't necessarily have to get a strikeout on a ball in the zone, and he's tried it a number of times, but good on the Baycats.
Big Ben's 2-2 on the way. At the knee, strike three. There's his fourth punch out of the night as Abram catches Jaco looking. 2 down here in the fourth.
That was a perfect spot for that pitch. Got it at the knees and froze him.
Also one strikeout away from a free medium fry at any Welland McDonald's location. That happens almost every ball game. McDonald's going to be serving up lots of fries, hopefully tomorrow afternoon or in the morning, depending. As that one is fouled back. 0-1 the count.
Be an interesting breakfast. Then again, I'm also the one that asked McDonald's employee, hey, can I order a Coke at 10 o'clock in the morning? And she looked at me like I was nuts. Yeah, you can.
Don't judge. Not my preference, but that's all right. 0-1. However, you got to get your caffeine intake. That's a great pitch from Abram. Flights back over, started outside, and ends up right on the outside part of the corner. 0-2 now as Abram looking for back-to-back strikeouts here to get out of the fourth inning. Lilise Beltran flew out to center. Here's the 0-2. Caught on and missed. Strike three. Ben Abram, 5 Ks through 4 innings. Free fries for over 3,000 fanatics in attendance tonight as Abram goes 1-2-3 in the fourth. To the bottom half we go. 1-1 here in Welland.
Down in the concourse grandstand area, Director of Fun is with one lucky fanatic. Take it away once again, Ryan.
Thank you again, Rodney. We're over here in section 102 with Emily, and here at the Palm to celebrate the ladies of baseball. And Emily has been selected as tonight's Sweetheart of the Game, presented by Colors and Blooms. And to present her the beautiful bouquet of flowers is the one, the only, Anthony Porcelato. Guys, make some noise for our Sweetheart of the Game, Emily. She's wonderful. Aww.
Single game tickets are on sale for all remaining 2025 Welland Jackfish home games. Don't miss a second of the show and head to wellandjackfish.com.
Baby Porch making friends early in the season in his first season with the Welland Jackfish with a little flower delivery for a sweetheart of the game.
Leading off.
As we get set for the bottom half of inning number 4, 1-1, Grayson Barrie will lead things off for the Jackfish. Chris Lazar back to work for his second inning. Would have probably had a clean inning if it wasn't for some fielding mishaps from the Barrie Baycats. So Lazar back to the bump, and we got a flashlight out in center. I'm not sure if it was a flashlight or a camera or. That's a motorbike. It's a motorcycle.
Oh, all right. Ripping donuts out in right center field.
It's a motorcycle parked out there. Tell you what, center field crew has always got something up their sleeves. First pitch to Barrett. Big bender, almost like an Ephus type pitch from Lazar, in for strike one.
And it was in the perfect spot that no left-handed hitter is doing anything with it.
Barrett crushes right center field, back wall, it is gone! Grayson Barrett bombs away, and the first long ball of the season for the Jackfish. On cue for Grayson. Oh boy, did he not miss that one. And the Jackfish have a 2-1 lead here in the fourth inning. Deepest part of the ballpark, no problem.
Deepest part of the ballpark, but there was no doubt that one was gone. It was tagged to right center field. Fans get on their feet. First lead of the season for the Jackfish. Get the smoke in the air, get the horn going over the airways.
No doubter from Grayson Barrett. And now having a conversation about the guy in the motorcycle had that light back on.
I think we're sending someone out there. I think the umpires just went to coach. Saw him walk up from beside the dugout up to the concourse. I wonder if we send someone out there.
Brent Colombe is on his way. First pitch from Lazar. Athens for strike one to Brandon Hupe. Flew at center back in the second inning. Some excitement now here. Brought to you in part by Grayson Barrett.
I'd say the stadium's buzzing right now.
Rain not scaring many fanatics off here. Concourse is packed tonight.
It is a challenge to walk around, but that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have.
That's why we hide up here.
Yeah.
Big cut from Hupe. And he comes up empty 1-2. We were trying to navigate down there at about 5:30. And it's just like you're hopping through swarms of people.
You've got lines for the concession, for the beer tent, for the shop.
It's a great problem to have.
Absolutely.
Hupe, little bloop shot over the head of the second baseman, Hernandez. And that's going to fall for a base hit. So back-to-back base knocks here to start inning number 4 for Welland.
Baseman number 20, Brendan Luther.
And here comes Brendan Luther.
As you get to the middle part of the ball game, you get into the lull innings, which is usually the 4th, 5th, and 6th, because you've got the excitement of the first 3, you've got the excitement of the last 3. Sometimes it's those middle 3 innings that can really make a difference where, like I said, they're considered the lull innings, where it's kind of in the middle of the game, everyone's settled in. If you can take advantage, go for it.
Hupe off on the first pitch, throws into center field. Hernandez covers well. Stolen base for Hupe, first stolen base of the season for Welland.
Nice quick way to stay out of a double play. Now at minimum you look for a ground ball to the right side, get him to third, and have him 90 feet away from the plate with less than 2 outs.
One and 0 to Luther. Lazar in trouble. Luther bounces one to first. Takes it on a couple of hops. Luther not in time. Lazar slow to covering first base. Hupe advancing to third and runners at the corners, and it's starting to all unravel here for Barrie as that bullpen starting to get warm down the first base line, and once again, the speed of the Welland Jackfish hurting Barrie.
Yeah, speed kills. You put pressure on the defense. Again, it could be a situation where you're mad at yourself because you hit a routine ground ball, but those PFPs, again, it's still early in the season. It's a big thing, of course, with Major League Baseball and spring training. You go through a whole session of PFPs. But here it just seemed a little bit far for an underhand toss as well. Maybe you want to go a little sidearm or overhand there. But, again, speed kills. That doesn't happen unless you're hustling down the line.
Taking off for second. Throw coming down. It's bounced in there once again. That's going to allow Hupe to come home and score. So another stolen base for the Jackfish turns problematic for Barrie, and Welland's got a 3-1 lead.
As well as Welland is hitting the ball so far in this game, or at least within the last couple of innings, they're getting the job done on the base paths as well. There's more than one way to score runs than just hitting, and you do it with your legs, and the Jackfish putting on a very nice display of that here in the fourth inning.
Here comes the pitch to Marqueza. That one's on the ground to second. Hernandez scoops it up, throw to first, just in time. Marqueza busting it out of the batter's box, and that's the first out of the inning. One down here for Tyson Gall.
That's a very productive out for Marqueza as well. Puts the ball on the ground, gets it to the right side. He moves Luther over to third base, and Jackfish 90 feet away from getting another run. And you don't always have to be productive by getting a hit, as the Baycats will draw the infield in here.
Braden Pacala starting to warm up down in the Baycat bullpen area as the rain starts to fall just a little bit harder now here. First pitch to Gom is outside for ball one. So leash getting shorter here on Lazar. Not entirely his fault. He's made one mistake pitch, and that was to Grayson Barrett.
Yep.
And Gom in on his hands, fights it off, 1-1.
Freaked me out a little bit.
Got to get used to the sound effects here.
Yep.
We get some tarps for those fireworks out in left field.
Ooh, yeah.
Ton of fireworks out, of course.
Just heard somebody in the back ask if we're still doing those, and my response, I hope so.
I hope so. Kicking off the long weekend with a bang, as we always do down here at the pond. Presented by CAA Niagara. A fireworks show post-game, of course. Just like a light rain here on and off at Welland Stadium right now, middle of this ball game. 1-2 on the way to Gom, well outside, 2-2. Luther at third base, one away. 3-1 Jackfish lead. Back-to-back innings with a run. And a 2-2 on the way. Gom strokes one right to Hernandez at short, who was playing in on the screws, but Hernandez makes a nice grab. 2 down, big out for Lazar as Jonah Weisner back to the top of the lineup for his third at-bat.
Yeah, that ball was smoked. Hernandez just in the right spot. You know, and it's a good at-bat by Gom. He falls behind, he gets the count even, and then he smokes one to shortstop, but he just hit it right at him, and it's going to happen. But again, you look at it as a good at-bat, as a productive at-bat. You still hit the ball hard, and that's all you can ask for.
So here is Jonah Weisner, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Legged out an infield single back in inning number 3. Flew out back to lead off in the first inning, and he takes strike one from Lazar. Always a dangerous at-bat, Jonah Weisner. Slow breaking ball in there, and it's 0-2.
Weisner will just have to put in the work here.
Grind out this at-bat. Jake Sanford hoping to get a shot here in the fourth. Weisner puts one. That one's going to drop into right field for a base hit. Great 0-2 pitch. Weisner, he's going to take off for second, and he's got a double. RBI double. Jonah Weisner on an 0-2 pitch, and it is 4-1 Welland.
And that was in the back of my mind, thinking if he puts one on the ground in the infield, the grass is wet, infield's back. There's a really good shot he beats that out. And even on that play there, he gets it to the outfield. It seemed like a fairly hard hit ball, but it just dies out there in right center field. Again, the grass is wet. Guys have to charge in with the outfield playing back to take advantage, including the speed he's got. Like, it's just a perfect recipe.
And it's just a great piece of hitting. You saw Weisner shorten up, because now that wind really starts to pick up here. Shortens up, able to get a piece of it, an 0-2 pitch. That one just caught too much part of the plate from Lazar, and Weisner did not miss it. He's now 2 for 3 at the top of the lineup for the Jackfish. 1-0 the count to Gio Morello. He had an RBI single back, as that one's going to be booted by the first baseman, Broda, not in time, throws it away. Oh boy, everything unraveling for Barrie. Morello thought about third. He's going to stop at second. It's going to be a base hit and an error on the first baseman, Broda. And another run crosses the plate on a mishap, fielding for the Baycats.
Yeah, you got to hang on to that ball. The play wasn't done, but it was done. You didn't really have a shot on Morello at first base there. So you just got to eat that ball and you know, don't allow another run to score. You know, if you hang on to it, you get first and third. Try to take your chances with 2 men out and Jake Sanford at the plate. Not ideal, of course, but better than throwing it away.
A single and an error for Gio Morello, who's now 2 for 3, and Morello 3 for 3 tonight. And he's driven in a pair. Morello stands at second, taking the extra base on the error. And now the all-dangerous Jake Sanford will get a shot here with a runner in scoring position. Jackfish looking to blow this thing wide open as Sanford, the 8th man to bat here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, I know the rain started or continued, whatever way you want to put it, but the floodgates appear to be opening for the Welland Jackfish right now in this 4th inning. And yeah, it doesn't get any easier with Jake Sanford stepping to the plate.
Sanford hit the ball hard in his last at-bat, but it was a line out to center. He's 0 for 2 tonight as he takes ball 1. A 4-run inning here for the 4th for the Welland Jackfish. Sanford looking to make it more. Lazar's 1-0. Bends inside, and it's 2-0 to Jake Sanford.
Jackfish up to 9 hits now in the ball game as well. Been a solid couple of innings for this offense.
5 of those 9 Reese coming in this 4th inning.
And they've been hard hits, every single one.
Look out back in suite number 3 here in the broadcast booth as Sanford fouls one off into the parking lot. Two and 1. Sanford looking something he can drive. That wind really blowing to dead center. Well outside, and it's 3-1 to Jake Sanford. Robert Mullen, if Sanford can reach here, will get a chance. Gotta think the leash has got to be next to nothing here on Lazar at this point. Possibly his last hitter is Mullen, the righty, on deck.
Yep.
And you got they got another lefty warming up in the bullpen, so to be determined, but Jake Sanford takes a walk. Lazar wanting no part of 13, and Robert Mullen will get a chance now. And that will be a bat around bottom half of the 4th inning for the Welland Jackfish.
That was a really good take by Sanford. You could tell the way he reacted as that ball was coming into the plate that he really wanted to put a good swing on it. But the discipline to leave that ball away and understand that I can take a walk, I can take my free 90 and hope Mullen can bring me home, as well as Morello at second base.
Now you start to wonder, too, Ben Abram. He's been sitting for quite a while down in that Jackfish bullpen.
And it hasn't gotten warmer.
It has not gotten warmer.
Got to find a way to stay hot in that dugout.
Pitch to Mullen is going to be fouled up onto the berm. And it's 1-1 even to Robbie Mullen. Mullen might be the most seasoned guy in the lineup.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
coming fresh off a semifinal loss overseas. Right back to it here at the pond. As that one is down low. Almost a back pick there on Morello, who gets back into second. Lazar, don't know, saw that coming. And it's 2-1. Mullen flew in on the 16th. So yesterday, able to get in here in time for the home opener.
No days off.
No days off for Robbie. 2-1 count. Mullen down the third baseline. It's going to bounce foul, and it's even.
You know what that just reminded me of? That snap throw they tried to get him at second. That reminds me when Buster Posey perfectly put it in the glove of Jake Peavy. Just with it was a lob throw. It wasn't a rocket, but just lobbed it back to Jake Peavy when he was arguing a call. And, it landed, and that reminded me of that.
Oh, no, oh, no. Oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah. Let's take a breather.
2-2 Lazar. Mullen the batter. Wave and a miss. Big breaking ball as Mullen swings underneath it, and Lazar escapes the fourth inning. Not before the damage is done. Grayson Barrett started it with a bomb, and the rest of his offense picked it up as Welland crosses 4 in the fourth, along with 5 base hits in the Jackfish. Now out to a 5-1 lead as we head to the 5th in Welland Stadium.
Thank you, Rod Henry. Kim and Greg for Conti collision time. Pretty simple rules. Here's how this works. When I say go, take off towards each other. You know, you get it? Collision. First person to fall loses. First to stay on their feet wins $25 to Conti's Collision and a Conti's Collision t-shirt. I know it's a little damp outside, but we make some noise for our contestants. On your mark. Get set. Go. Oh boy. All right, that's good. That's good. Okay, don't get the. Stop. Back it up. All the way back. You ready? Who wants to see him do it again? On your mark. Take. Get set. Go. All right. Last chance. Move way back. I want you to run this time. All right. No, like half. Whatever. Are you ready, Fanatics? On your mark, get set. Last one. Go. Congratulations. You're walking home with a $20 gift card to Conti's Collision and a Conti's Collision t-shirt. We'll be back with more.
Fans can't make it to a game, head to youtube.com/Welland Jackfish and subscribe to our official YouTube channel. Tonight, there you'll find amazing content and watch every home game live, presented by Young's Electric, AM Alec Murray, RD Reese Dumani on the call on our YouTube channel. Leading off the 5th inning for the Baycats, left fielder James Anderson.
Welcome back inside the ballpark here. A little bit of a rainy, kind of cloudy, chilly home opener for the Welland Jackfish. Not enough rain to stop things here, though, on and off. Supposed to be almost in the clear here in the next 5 minutes. This system is going to move through, and we can kind of see the clear clouds over beyond left field. The wind, though, continuing to be a factor in this one as the ball flying here at Welland Stadium.
Yeah, but it's got the opening day feel, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you're into Major League Baseball, whether you head to Detroit, Toronto, for yourself, a Pittsburgh fan, this is what opening day feels like. So it's, as much as it's not ideal, it is kind of fitting.
Little bit of a mixed bag of everything.
Again, Toronto has a roof, so I mean, I guess that's
really
a moot
count.
point. Good one, Reese.
Doesn't really count.
Yeah, no.
Climate-controlled area. Top of the 5th, and Ben Abram back onto the bump, this time with a nice little cushion. He's got a 4-run lead. That one's skied to third base. It's Jake Sanford who gets the start at third base today. And throughout the preseason, actually, Jake said he hadn't started a game at third base since JUCO. And he played one game at third base a couple of seasons ago with the Ottawa Titans up in the Frontier League.
Man.
But usually a designated hitter or a left fielder. But they say, hey, can you play third? He has played third base before.
Yep.
Gets the look here to start the season for the Jackfish. As a strike is poured in on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. They continue to give a little bit on that outside part. We should say that right side of the plate.
Yeah, because it hasn't made a difference whether it's a righty or a lefty up. And Abrams understood that. Credit to him. He understands that he's going to get that call.
Hernandez, bouncer to second. Luther vacuums it up on a first in time. So Abram, after sitting for a good half an hour in that inning, comes out. And that's exactly what you want to do when your team gives you a lead. You don't want to pitter-patter around the zone, throw balls, walk guys. You want to go right at it, attack them.
Yeah, and this is a comfortable enough lead that you can just fire it in the zone, make them put it in play. You know, again, it'd be a little different if it was like, 8, 9, 10-1, of course, but you're still in a good spot where, A, you want to get your offense back on the field. You want to get them back at the batter's box. But, yeah, you've got the cushion where you can just pound the strike zone and make them hit it, make them beat you somehow to get back into this game.
We should say a developing kind of trend in this game, Reese, and Barrie trailing 5-1. Their top three hitters are 0 for 7 tonight.
Wow.
Need more production out of those top three. Of course, Ryan Reel, the exception, batting cleanup. He's 2 for 2 with the long bomb. He's responsible for the lone Barrie run, but that top of the lineup, Hernandez, and Garcia have struggled here tonight against Abram. Here is Brandon Hernandez. Check swing. He went around, says home plate umpire, and it's 1-2 now. Abram looking for a pretty quick top half of the fifth inning here. 5 strikeouts on the night for Big Ben. Looking for a second consecutive clean inning in a 1-2-3 style. Here's the pitch. Little chopper. Right back to Ben. He'll throw on to first in time. 1-2-3 back-to-back innings for Big Ben as he continues to get better the deeper we get into this baseball game. And Welland leading 5-1 will head to the bottom of the fifth here at Jackfish Stadium.
Jackfish.com/groups to learn more about our amazing birthday packages. Don't forget, if you snag a foul ball, visit us at Fan Services located at the front gate and redeem your foul ball for a brand new Jackfish.
What do you think, Clark Norris? I'm going to see your brother over there. Mr. Chicken himself is in a walk home with chicken face from Wings Up for his entire row. Make some noise for Clark Norris Jr.
And you can visit Wings Up Welland, 200 Fitch Street, or online at wingsup.com. How about Clark Norris tonight?
Bottom half of the fifth inning, Grayson Barrett, as he did in the fourth, leads off the 5th inning here for the Welland Jackfish. It'll be 5, 6, 7, Barrett, Hupé, Luther. New pitcher on board for the Baycats, their 3rd of the night. As Braden Pacala takes over, another lefty for the Baycats. Cut and a miss, 0-1 as Barrett under it. Cluck Norris making his debut here at Welland Stadium.
That was awesome.
0-2 now to Grayson Barrett. Yeah, a couple fans down there winning some free wings, courtesy of Wings Up in Welland. 0-2 on the way. Barrett check swing. Did he go? Check down. No, he didn't, they say. And it's 1-2. Of course, a lot of things chicken going on in Welland recently, especially with the Welland Jackfish. As circle the date, Niagara Lawn-Cox night.
I'm so excited for that.
As Grayson Barrett beats it out. I was looking forward to the first time being able to say that on air. And here it is. Yes, the Niagara Lawn-Cox will be a team at some point this season. I mean, the whole circus around the event, everything about it is so amazing. And the branding is even better.
Yep.
I mean, you saw people lined up today at the pro shop. Everybody wanted to get a piece of that Longcock merch, whether it be a hat or a T-shirt. Some great stuff down at the pro shop. You can order it online, of course, at wellandjackfish.ca/shop.
I've even seen, when I first came in to meet with Ryan before we got going here, they have I think they have a printed map, or maybe they drew it, but up in the office of everywhere that they've sold Longcock merch.
Which is
awesome.
We have sold more of that merch in America than we have in Canada.
Man, that's
and the
wild.
goal is to sell a piece of Longcock merch in every single state. And we're well on our way to achieving that. As Hupé, hard ground ball, that's going to get through the hole in the bat. A diving Hernandez, base hit Hupé. And Hupé now 2 for 3 on the night.
Yeah, a couple of singles on the scorecard for him. He stole a base last time, and that was last inning, of course, with the team batting around. So, again, curious to see how long he stays at first base.
Hupé, above average speed, great wheels. Here's Brandon Luther. Luther takes outside, ball 1. Got to be a little bit of a change of pace going from Lazar, who's a little bit more of a finesse, slower thrower, to the pitcher now, Pacala. A little bit of a harder throwing left-handed pitcher. Luther, tailor-made double play. Hernandez to Hernandez. Back to first. In time, double play. Just as you draw it up. 6-4-3 it goes down on the scorebook, and the Baycats get out of it as we head to the 6th inning here in Welland. 5-1 Fish lead. You're tuned in to the Welland Jackfish home and season opener here at Jackfish Stadium.
Norris is part of the IBL's fastest grounds crew tonight, fans. Welcome to the field, Cluck Norris. Fans, who says chickens can't fly? Let's hear it for Cluck Norris. Oh, my. Are you ready to party? Your group, ball team, or birthday party can join us here at the pond. Visit fan services at the front gate or wellandjackfish.com/groups. For more information about our all-inclusive group tickets, Newark Barge and VIP Miller Lite Suite. Perfect for any occasion. Group tickets are now on sale for all remaining 2025 Welland Jackfish home
Cluck
games.
Norris needs to hit the weight room, I guess, after that performance in between the innings there.
Oh, man.
Have you ever seen a chicken scrape the infield in between innings? Well, now you have.
I have now, yeah.
you have.
Right fielder number 4,
That was awesome.
Cluck Norris quickly becoming a fan favorite here at Welland. Not even a full game into the season.
I think it's awesome that, the winner of the Wings Up was wearing a chicken costume as well. Well, more of a chicken like onesie or like hoodie.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah.
Something that resembled a chicken. It was great. As we start the top of the 6th inning, Abram threw 5 very, very strong innings. As he delivers to Willie Garcia, the 3-hole hitter. Garcia, part of that, now 0 for 8 in the top 3 of the Barrie lineup. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout to center. Rio's on deck, and Nolan Macabrota in the hole. 3-4-5, so Barrie really needs to get something going with this part of the lineup. Due up, big cut and miss from Garcia. He was trying to make it 5-2 with that swing.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you need contributions from the bottom of your order, if you're 1, 2, 3, again, we'll leave Rio out of it because he's a monster and he destroyed a ball earlier on, then it's going to be a tough night.
That one way outside. Garcia lays off, gets by the catcher Mullen to the backstop. 1-2 the count. Abram, 5 strikeouts through 5 innings, only giving up 3 hits. Long look in for Abram. Now rocks into his delivery. Great pitch on the outside part, and he gets the call, strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for Abram. Garcia says, I don't really agree with it. It doesn't matter. As Abram continuing to roll along here as he continues to get deeper into this baseball game. 1 away here in the 6th.
Yeah, umpires got the last call. I'll admit I thought that ball was down, but it's that's not ideal if you're Garcia.
You got to go back, though, Reese. We've been talking about it on the broadcast all night long. That call has been called all night. That right side of the plate has been given a little bit of leverage all night long. It's been consistent, right? So if it's close, you got to swing.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think Mullen did a phenomenal job sticking that one either. You kind of saw the glove drop a bit towards the ground, so that probably didn't help. But, again, it is where it crosses. That is the point of the strike zone. It's where it crosses the plate, not where the catcher grabs it. So
here is Ryan Rio, who's really been the lone offensive production for the Barrie Baycats tonight. 2 for 2, base hit and a bomb. He's in a 1-1 count.
Both hard hit baseballs, too.
Swung out of his shoes on that one. That was a breaking ball. Just bottom fell right out of it from Abram, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, going soft against Rio's not a bad idea.
Well, he was loaded up for the fastball there.
Yep.
And I wonder if Abram goes right back to that pitch here.
I would. That's what he homered off of, first pitch fastball. Yeah, he's ready for it. He's got it timed up.
Abrams 1-2, looking for number 7. Rio right off the end of the bat into no man's land. Wisner, oh, what a catch! Jonah Wisner, outstanding defensive play. Something you would usually see from TD6 out there, who's not back with the team this season. Wisner says, I'll take it right where you left it, Tyler Dupuy, and he makes an outstanding catch to retire Rio 2 down.
Yeah, what a play. That ball seemed like it was headed to no man's land. Too far for the outfielder, too far for the infielder to go back, but just made a great play on it. Again, gets the crowd buzzing.
So Abram has retired 8 straight.
Yeah, he's in a groove right now.
And here is Nolan Macabrota. Macabrota 0 for 2 as well, as he fouls off a first pitch breaking ball, 0-1.
Yeah, he's very efficient. He's working quickly.
Bullpen still silent down there for the Jackfish. Why would you?
Yeah, no
Abrams
reason to mess with this.
Still got a decent pitch count.
Yeah, after having quite a few pitches through innings number 1 and 2, he's really done a better job, getting quick outs, but also the traffic on the bases has been limited.
He's pitched more to contact in the back half. He had 3 strikeouts in the first. He's got 6 for the ball game right now, but again, he's got a lot of weak contact. Very good defensive play behind him is to Taylor with the Jackfish Baseball Club. Here's the 0-2 looking for another strikeout. Macabrota lays off. Check it down. And they say Macabrota did hold up. He did.
Yeah, strikeouts are nice. They're fun, but they get your pitch count up, which isn't ideal, and but it also keeps your infield and outfield a little bit stale. You want to keep them moving.
Pitches inside. That one a little bit too in tight on Macabrota. 2-2 now the count on the Baycat first baseman tonight. Abram looking to retire 9 straight. Looking to go clean through his 3rd straight inning. Big breath on the bump for Abram. Looking for his 7th strikeout of the game. That one is just down low, and it's a full count. Good job, Macabrota, battling back from 0-2.
Yeah, and Mullen liked that spot too. Gives the point back to his pitcher. He liked where that ball was, just didn't get the chase.
Payoff is coming up here in the 6th. Abram trying to get Macabrota. Clark hoping for an at-bat here. Here's the 3-2. It is right on the outside. No, they're going to say ball 4. Took a second. Looked like he was going to ring him up.
Center fielder Tristan.
And that time they say ball 4 for Macabrota. And it's a good at-bat for Nolan Macabrota. Baycats finally able to get somebody aboard here. And Tristan Clark now gets a shot here in the 6th.
Yeah, you saw those long at-bats early on in the game for the Baycats, but that stretch where Ben Abram retired 8 in a row, just quick at-bat after quick at-bat. So back to working the count there, and for Macabrota, it gives the Baycats some sort of life in the 6th.
Pitch is downstairs, ball 1 to Clark. Clark's been impressive defensively. It's one of the harder ballparks to play center field in, and he's played it really well tonight.
Yeah, you have to be able to cover a lot of ground here at Welland Stadium, and yeah, we've been treated to a show with both guys.
Back pick to first base. Good job, Marchesa, to save it.
Yeah, if that throws in the correct spot, it's a close play. Mullen with the quick snap throw, dropping to the knees and firing over to first.
Abrams' delivery, hot shot right back to him, right off his foot. And Clark's going to reach safely. That one stung. That was a hot shot right back to Abram on the bump. And he waves off the dugout, so looks to be all right. That'll go down as a base hit for Clark, who has his 2nd of the night.
Baycats looking for some 2-out magic. Again, seemed like it was going to be another clean inning. Seemed like Ben Abram was going to retire 9 in a row, but a couple of good at-bats with 2 down have made things interesting in the 6th. And Baycats are running out of outs as we start to move along. A 4-run deficit isn't the biggest in the world, but start to get towards the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. You don't have the luxury of some extra outs.
Mentioned the Baycats still shorthanded. Of course, the big piece, Noel McGarry-Doyle, still not back from college yet. Congratulations to him on Mac U in the College World Series. That's his priority right now.
Got to get down there. That ballpark, College World Series, what a time that would be.
You bet. It's beginning of summer baseball down there. Always an exciting time down in the States when you got College World Series baseball happening. And it's a great time to be a baseball fan, regardless of what leagues or who you follow. Once he comes back, he'll slot right to the middle of that Baycat lineup.
Yeah, that's a lot of runs coming from that man.
Abram trying to get out of a jam. Bouncer to first. Marchesa takes it himself. And Abram in and out of trouble here in the 6th inning. Big Ben, 6 Ks through 6 clean innings here in Welland. Only giving up 1 run and 4 hits as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Jackfish up 5-1 on the defending champs here in the home opener at Welland Stadium.
Courtesy of Tailgates Bar and Grill. Who wants some pizza tonight?
Like a good cotton when the stars make it true, just like a pasta puzzle, that's when you dance down the street.
Tailgates is the official post-game party of your Welland Jackfish. Visit Tailgates Bar and Grill, 200 Fifth Street in Welland. Join the Fanatics every road game at Tailgates as the official road game viewing location during the 2025 season. And a happy 28th anniversary goes out to Brad and Brenda here with us tonight. Happy anniversary, 28 years to Brad and Brenda.
Welcome back into Welland Stadium here in the beautiful Rose City, the 2025 home and season opener. Reese Dumani, Alec Murray with you all season long, hopefully. And the Welland Jackfish kick off. Another great start to another hopefully great season. And they start out with a sold-out barn here in the home opener. And a 5-1 lead through 5.5 innings of baseball at Welland Stadium as the rain has passed over us. Cloud cover. A little bit chilly out. Wind still playing a factor in this one. 14 degrees outside right now it reads in Welland. As we get set for the bottom half of the 6th inning, the big inning, coming in the 4th inning for the Jackfish. 5 hits, 4 runs crossing. Grayson Barrett, the big swing in that one off of Chris Lazar. As Marchesa gum, and then the leadoff man, Jonah Weisner. 8-9-1 due up for the Jackfish here in the 6th inning. As Pacala back out for his 2nd inning of work. Marchesa looking for his first hit in a green uniform as he fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. Big first baseman, Josh Marchesa. Meet him in person.
By one fan, picked
it's
up
a big dude.
from Crystal Beach. Crystal Beach in the house tonight.
That pitch is well outside, 1-1.
Works well. You talk about Ben Abram and how intimidating that is on the mound. You get a big guy in the box. Not necessarily a man you really want to pitch to.
2-1 now the count to Josh Marchesa. And one of the new guys, so pitchers don't really have it out on him. They're not sure where to go, what he likes, where to stay away from. I'm sure they'll find out at some point. Marchesa takes down low, 3-1 now in the driver's seat, and a good count.
Say pick a spot, hope the ball's there. If it's not, potentially live with a 3-2 count.
3-1 on the way. Oh, it hit him. It was up high in tight on Marchesa. And the leadoff man hit by a pitch. He'll trot down to first base. Big shoes to fill for Marchesa, too. You talk about guys who've left, guys who are going to step into those shoes. Steve Moretto. Last season was it for him. Not back this year for the Jackfish. one of the best Jackfish players to wear this uniform. And big shoes to fill over there at first and sometimes third base for Marquesa, as Moretto, a great career with the Welland Jackfish, a champion. Steve, if you're watching, we'll miss you. We'll miss your long shots and big home runs down here at the pond. Gone. Big time swing, comes up empty, 1-1.
Gom's had a nice night at the plate, 1 for 2. Doubled and scored in the third and destroyed a ball right at the shortstop with the infield in.
There's a cheeky little bunt from Gom. Not a shot to make a play. Why are you throwing that baseball? That's going to go way over the head of Macabroda. Into right field, getting the wave around. Here comes the throw home, not even close. Gom's going to circle the bases. That is a Little League home run bunt for T. Gom. Wow. Yeah, sound the home run horn. That is going to be a bunt single followed by 2 throwing errors on baseballs that had no shot to even be thrown. And Gom comes all the way around on an infield home run.
Yeah.
Is that what we call it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's, you got to hold on to that ball. He was already at the bag by the time he got up and was ready to throw the baseball. Yeah, you got to eat that ball.
So that'll be an error on the pitcher. Wisner, he's going to lay one down foul. It's going to be an error on the pitcher, Pacala, and an error on the right fielder, Garcia.
We've seen everything tonight, and it's only the 6th.
Now a 7-1 Jackfish lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Barrie has really kind of shot themselves in the foot, though, Reese. You look back to Welland's, even their first run. Miscues in the outfield. And now you come back, miscues in the outfield again. And it's been a little bit sloppy for Barrie defensively here tonight.
Yeah, it has. They really haven't helped themselves out. I thought their pitching has actually been really good tonight, especially you start with the starter, Carlos Sano, even Christian Lazar.
It's hard to
one
fault
mistake,
him.
really, the home run. But
yeah.
other than that, yeah, he's made these guys put the ball in play, and that's what you want. You want your defense to get work. Again, they get standing around too long, and they get stale, and it's tough for them to make plays. It's just they haven't made plays behind their pitchers tonight.
2-2 to Jonah Wisner. Nobody away. 2 runs across already in the inning. Wisner sends one deep to right center field. Back at the wall. It is gone. How wise! Jonah Wisner makes it 8-1 Jackfish.
Fans, it's time to heave away again. Get on your feet for Jonah Wisner.
His first of the season, second of the night. And these fans have been treated to an offensive explosion.
That's home run alley tonight, right center field for both sides, and you get a Little League home run from the number 9 guy. You get a true home run from the number 1 guy. What a night. You saw him pound his chest after he touched home plate. You feel the energy from this crowd in Welland.
Wisner now 3 for 4 tonight. A single, a double, a homer. He's a triple shy of the cycle.
He'll get at least one more chance.
8 runs on 11 hits now for Welland as Morello chops one to second. Gobbled up Hernandez on to first quickly in time. First out of the 6th. Yeah, it's really unraveled here for the Baycats. You look back, Reese, that 4th inning, it was one swing from Grayson Barrett that turned the tides of this ballgame.
Yeah, it was. It started the trickle-down effect, or opened the floodgates, funny enough, at the same time the rain started, for the Welland Jackfish, and they haven't looked back. Ben Abram, minus a hiccup there in the top half of the 6th inning, has really gotten into a groove, and the offense has really gotten on it and done a nice job against these Barrie pitchers.
Sanford takes a strike he wasn't a fan of, 0-1.
No, you saw him push out there like it was out, yeah.
Jake tonight, still looking for his first hit. Reached on a walk back in the 4th inning.
Even then for Gio, that was the first time he was retired in this game.
Sanford, a mile high on the infield. Third baseman Jaco coming in. Look out for the mound. He makes a nice catch. 2 down. It's another tricky play. Those balls that are hit sky high on the infield, Reese, it's like, who's going to take it? It's a great play. Third baseman usually has the best sight line for it. Jaco, a good job to call everybody off and haul that one in.
Yeah, in that situation, pitcher, get the heck out of this area code. You have no business being here. And then essentially it's on the infielders to, A, catch the ball, locate the ball, somebody call the ball. But also you got to be aware of where the pitching mound is, because one wrong step, you could potentially hurt your ankle. I've seen that happen a couple of times, but you could also fall down there too.
That one is sent deep to left center field. Drifting back, the center fielder Clark hauls it in. A couple of steps in front of the warning check from Robert Mullen as the sun starts to peek through the clouds here at Welland Stadium. And Jonah Weisner sends one out of here. Welland, an 8-1 lead after 6 as we head to the top of the 7th. It's all Jackfish here in the home opener.
It's time for sheet one. We got Nicole and Jeff. Here's how this works tonight. Say, go ahead, take off sheet all the way around the infield. On your mark. Oh, they're still getting ready. Stay here, coach. Mini coach. Come on, Jeff. This is a new one, so we're still trying to figure this one out. All right, just ready. Are you guys ready? On your mark. Get set. Go. They're off. Come here, coach. Quick. Nicole's got the head start here. Jeff's trying to figure out his bed sheet right now. She's like a parachute. Come on, Jeff. All right, make some noise as she rounds third base line. She's trying to stay inside of it. For a long stretch. You should see a Clark point of view. It's actually pretty hilarious. It looks like she's going to take it. Congratulations, Nicole, welcome home with a oil change for Elevate Auto. One more time, Fanatics. I like that one.
Fans, don't forget, Welland Stadium stops serving alcohol at the end of the 7th inning. Visit the bait shop or Miller Lite dugout now and enjoy an ice cold tall boy. Please respect the rules. Help us maintain a positive atmosphere for each and every one of our Welland Jackfish fans tonight. Don't forget as well, last call to get those 50-50 tickets in case you missed it earlier. Over $5,000 take home. Last call to get those 50-50 tickets tonight. Leading off the 7th inning for Barrie.
Rolling into the 7th inning here at Welland Stadium, all Fish. 8-1, they lead the defending champs, the Baycats, here on home opener night as Ben Abram back onto the bump. That sun peeking through the ominous-looking clouds out in the outfield. Wind still blowing out to center field. That sun right on the face of the pitcher, Abram, as his pitch is fouled off and out of play by Beltran. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for Barrie, Beltran, Anderson, and Hernandez.
Well, who would have thought Brandon Hupe would have needed his sunglasses once this one started. Feel bad for him. He's got the hand up trying to block the sun in right.
That's a tricky glare over there. You're right. See all the shadows in the ballpark as Beltran takes low, ball 1.
It's a welcome sight, that's for sure.
Beltran tonight, much like many of his teammates, 0 for. Big cut able to get a piece of it, and it's 1-2. He's been fooled a couple times tonight by Ben Abram. Those off-speed pitches.
That was in the wheelhouse for the Barrie Baycats catcher, and you were right. Mullen sort of shifted toward the outer part of the plate, and it seemed like that fastball leaked in towards the middle and to the inner half of the plate, and he smoked it. We've seen both home runs for the Baycats go to straightaway right, whereas the Jackfish have found the fence in right center.
Strike one poured into the 9-hole hitter, Anderson. Anderson's walked and popped up to Jake Sanford at third.
Looks like Brandon Underhill is now throwing in the pen to our left down the left field line.
Great pitch from Abram there to go ahead 0-2 now on James Anderson. Getting ready to stretch it here in the 7th inning. Abram has given up the long ball tonight, but they've both been the best type of long ball. Both solo shots. Rio got the scoring started for the Baycats back in the 3rd. Both of them bombs to right field. And followed up by Beltran. Barrie has only squandered 5 hits tonight. Jackfish 12 on the board for Welland. That one leaks outside. 2-2.
Yeah, big number for the Baycats is that number 4 under the E up on the video board in left center field. I think we just had a ball delay, got away from the bullpen into left field.
Pitch, good take from Anderson.
Yeah, that was a really good spot. He wanted it, but good recognition as it got closer to the plate.
One other game going on tonight. Fergie Jenkins Field in Chatham. 3-0. The Barnstormers in the bottom of the 4th, up on the Kitchener Panthers. As it was Mitsuki Fukuda with a 3-run home run for Chatham in the bottom of the 1st inning. That has the Barnstormers up, and that was ball 4 to Anderson. And now here's Hernandez. So Abram's starting to get into a little bit of trouble, and now here's Brian Esery coming out. And will this be the end for Abram tonight? First 2 men have reached. There's that long walkout from manager Brian Esery. Brandon Underhill, is he warm yet? We shall see.
Haven't seen a call yet.
Looks like maybe give him one more, couple more for Underhill to get loose.
Think he's fighting for it. Trying to get Ben Abram give the speech.
Looks like Hess is just standing out there. He's going to make the home plate umpire make his way out to the mound.
Yeah, this might have to do with that last pitch. I think Mullen thought it had quite a bit of the plate.
Yeah. Look, he's not saying a word. He's waiting for the home plate umpire. Yeah, there it is. And Brian Esery, a few words toward that direction. 8-2 Jackfish lead as we take a look at some fanatics in the seats. Fans enjoying themselves here in the home opener. Packed crowd. As back to baseball now, Underhill continuing to warm up. Down the left field line. Abram delivers. Outside. He's got that call all night.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's not there.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. That was there in the 1st through 4th inning, but kind of gone away.
Abram going to try go right back to it. There it is as he gets the call, 1-1. Runner at first is Anderson. Francisco Hernandez is 0 for 3 tonight. Baycats trail by 6. Long pause for Abram, now deals, check swing, down to first. And it is a strike, so 1-2 on Hernandez.
I think he ended up calling that. It did look like he pointed down to first. I think that ended up being a called strike. Yeah, he definitely went there.
Absolutely. Mullen's got to throw down.
Hernandez will be out.
Yeah, there's a runner at first base, so he's just going to take a jog just for sake.
Yeah, stay warm.
Moving up to second on the play is James Anderson, and one away here. So number 7 for Ben Abram on the punch out, and here is Brandon Hernandez.
Shortstop Brandon Hernandez.
Saw time last season in Ottawa with the Frontier League. The Titans came down for a championship run, and really a historic run from the Barrie Baycats last year in the IBL playoffs.
Yeah, getting back to the top after they went on that monstrous run of championship after championship after championship.
Abram gets that call outside, and it's 0-1. Hernandez looking to get a full season under his belt here in Barrie as Abram's trying to scratch through 7 innings here in his debut. 0-1 on the way. Hernandez, chopper to second. Luther glides over to his left, on to first in time, 2 down. Anderson advances to third, but now 2 away.
Yeah, and Luther having to go back onto the outfield grass to make that play.
Garcia.
Two down here. Top of the 7th. 1 run across on the Beltron home run. Abram, beautiful breaking ball to start him 0-1.
That's not a pitch you're definitely expecting first of an at-bat. Again, Abram has had Garcia's number 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Good pitch there, just didn't get it on the corner, and it's 1-1. You want to leave Ryan Rio on deck.
Yes.
I mean, it's the IBL. It's a 6-run lead, but I mean, you get another one on here, and Rio all of a sudden makes it a 3-run ball game with 1 swing of the bat.
Yep, absolutely.
Runner at third is Anderson, 2 down. Abrams 1-1 is in the dirt, 2-1.
You at least want to make him put the ball in play, right, and earn it. You don't want that free pass to happen.
You've had success with Garcia tonight. Rio, you haven't had as much success with.
Yep.
Right, he would be 3 for 3 if it wasn't for the outstanding defensive play by Weisner at short. That was back in the 6th inning. Abram really wanted that one, did not get it. Must have been low, and it's 3-1. I mean, attack him right here.
Yeah. Go right at him. Again, he hasn't proven that that he can hit your fastball, so essentially make him here 3-1. And he'll be looking for it in one spot.
3-1, Abram. Comes set. Offer to Garcia. There's the fastball, challenged him. Garcia was late on it. Sky-high pop-up to right field. Hupe under it. He's got it. Masterful opener, if that's all Ben Abram has tonight. 7 innings of 2-run baseball, only surrendered 5 hits. Brian Esery leading the charge out. And there's the handshake for Ben Abram. Masterful for Big Ben here in the home opener as the Jackfish will go to the bullpen. Right now it's time to stretch it in the Rose City.
And what a crowd we have tonight. I'd like to welcome you all back to the pond. And all the great workers who put their time in to make opening night here at the pond a huge success. So whether you can stand, sit, whatever you choose, we want everyone to stretch those legs, those arms, and those lungs as we take you out to the ball game. A 1, a 2, a 3, take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, and it's root for the Jackfish. If they lose, it's a shame, 'cause it's at the old ball game. All right, give yourselves a hand. Welland's own Harry carries back in time. Hot diggity dog, it's time for a hot dog toss. Who wants a hot dog? Make some noise tonight. Leading off the 7th inning for Welland, left fielder number 24, Grayson Barrett.
Bottom of the 7th here at Welland Stadium. Jackfish ahead 8-2 over the Barrie Baycats. Barrett, Hupe, Luther due up here in the 7th for the Jackfish. Bacala back out for his 3rd inning of work. Barrett takes a strike. Good pitch, Bacala there. And it's 1-1. 1-2, check that. Grayson Barrett tonight is 1 for 3. The one was a big one. Home run to right center field. Great pitch there on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Barrett strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. And 1 away here in the 7th.
Your right fielder, number 21, Brandon Hupe.
Yeah, and as much as we want to see the Welland Jackfish pitchers be effective, up 6 runs, you also want that for the Baycats as well, no matter who it was. It's Bacala now, and
tough play down the 3rd baseline. Hupe's got wheels, and he's in time. That'll go down as an infield single for Brandon Hupe, who's now 3 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, he's got himself 3 singles, and that one again, the speed's a killer for the Welland Jackfish. They sure can run. Would have been a bang-bang play if that throw was on anyways, but.
So here's Brandon Luther. Singled and scored back in the 4th inning. He's also struck out and grounded into a double play as he takes inside for ball 1. Luther, new 2nd baseman for the Fish this season. Takes a strike at the knees for strike 1.
To see the Fish here get that run back. Get back to a 7-run lead.
Bacala's done a nice job coming in and trying settling it down for Barrie.
Yep, absolutely.
Big kind of miss from Luther. Able to get a piece of it, and it's 1-2. So Bacala's ahead, due up for the Baycats in the 8th inning. Rio Macabroda Clark. Junior Zenowen in left field for the Baycats, replacing James Anderson. There goes Hupe off for 2nd base, but it's fouled off by Luther. So he'll have to wander back to 1st.
Looking for his 2nd stolen base. Stole one back in inning number 4, part of that big 4-run inning for the Jackfish, where they batted around as well.
We talked about how the ball was going to fly tonight, Reese. 4 home runs, kind of 5. One didn't leave the infield.
Kind of 5. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
2 from each side. Kind of 3 for the Jackfish. As Luther fouls one off, continues to battle here in a 1-2 count.
Yeah, I've already said it. We've kind of seen everything. We've seen a Little League home run. We've seen true home runs. We've seen a chicken groom the field.
Cluck Norris in
Yeah,
the flesh. Gonna have to get Cluck
Loved
Norris to the weight room. It's a little bit tough. That was a tough watch.
Pre-game, we saw fireworks shoot up from a golf cart.
That was crazy.
That was awesome.
We're gonna see fireworks go off later tonight. Thanks to CAA Niagara. It's planted in right field, or left field rather. That one is going to be slashed into left center field. Hupe on his horse. He's going to go first to third, and runners at the corners as Luther has his second knock of the night.
Yeah, and that's huge by Hupe to go first to third, too, on those ones to center towards the left field line. It's not a guarantee that you can go first to third on those, but again, it's understanding the conditions of the field, and it's a little bit wet after we saw some showers throughout the middle of the game, so taking advantage. The ball just stopped, and it's not necessarily dry when the Baycats outfielders picked it up, so taking advantage, that extra 90 feet's huge. Good read.
Pitch is going to bounce away from Beltran, and up to second base is Luther.
That's a good read on that ball in the dirt. Again, it did squeak away from Beltran, but Luther was gone immediately once he saw that ball down.
There's a great look at Brandon Underhill warming up down the left field line. He'll most likely come in for the 8th inning. Pitch for the Welland Jackfish, always a fan favorite just because of his walk-up song.
Oh, now I'm excited.
I was going to say it, but I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin it for you.
All right.
We'll stay on as Underhill comes onto the mound to start.
Am I allowed to guess?
It's great. You can fire away. It's great.
Is it a Ricky Vaughn Wild thing?
No.
All right.
It's up there though.
Okay.
Here's a big cut and miss from Marqueza. That's great. He's one of the players who wasn't allowed to change his walk-up song.
If it's that good,
it's
the way
great. You just can't.
The way you're pitching it.
I mean, Davies is right up there too, but I'm a big fan of undies, and undie bump days are a favorite here at the pond.
Hey, local product, right?
Brock University.
Yep.
3rd season in Welland with the Jackfish. Just bought a house in the off season. Newly engaged. Just had a great little stretch here in the Rose City. Brandon Underhill as Marqueza waving a miss, strike 3. And now 2 down here in the 7th.
Designated hitter, number 25, Tyson Gom.
Here's another guy who's had a productive night for the Jackfish out of the 9-hole, Tyson Gom. Couple of base hits for Gom. Single and a double. Kind of a home run. Circled the bases on an infield bunt single that saw 2 throwing errors. One from the pitcher, Picala, one from the right fielder, Willie Garcia. Big cut from Gom. Going to swing hard, always.
Wanted a true home run that time. Yep.
Another Brock University product, Tyson Gom. Team coached by third base coach Ricky Piliteri. Outside for ball 1-1-1 on T. Gom. Gom last season, a bench bat for the Jackfish, but really effective when he came in. Batted .370 in limited at-bats. Off the bench for the Fish. Can catch, can play the outfield.
Say those bench guys can be the difference between a championship and not. If you can have reliable guys come off the bench and get you a big hit, then that's crucial.
Gom a cut and a miss, and it's 1-2. Picala trying to get through 3 strong here. Check swing. That one was outside. He held up.
Heck of a block from Beltran. That did not look easy.
balaclava on there for the catcher, Beltran. A little bit chilly for some of these international players who are used to a little bit of a warmer climate.
Yeah, we see Brandon Hernandez has the hoodie on at shortstop too. Noticed that the last time he came to the plate.
Gom fights it off to stay alive. 2-2 the count remains. Yeah, Davey Mendez is probably down there with 8 layers on.
Yeah, this is essentially what the middle of January for us would be for them. Like,
2-2 once again to Gom. Off the plate, it's full count. Nice at-bats from Gom tonight out of the 9-hole, and that's something that you love to have on your team as a guy who can kind of act as a second leadoff guy and set the table for that top of the lineup to do the damage.
yeah, with how good that top of the lineup is, absolutely. You got to have someone down there that can turn it over.
Payoff on the way to Gom. Fights off another one.
And it's not even – the 9th spot is kind of evolved to – you're not burying your worst hitter there anymore, right? It's strategic where you need a guy that can just put the ball in play. A low strikeout guy that can set the table for your speedsters at the top and your power hitters in the 3-4 hole. That looked inside.
Gom gets rung up on what he thought was ball 4 as he has a conversation after the fact. He did not like that call whatsoever. And he'll get his piece in here as he heads to the dugout. Gom caught looking on strikeouts. Great job, Pacala. Coming in for the Baycats is Brandon Underhill is going to hit the stride in, and he will warm up as we get set for inning number 8. We'll be back here. Jackfish on top, 8-2.
Please report to the Crime Stop. Attention, please. Now pitching for your Welland Jackfish. Niagara's own number 3, Brandon Underhill.
Top of the 8th inning as Brandon Underhill into the ball game for the Welland Jackfish. You saw the numbers on the screen from last season. 7-1, sub-3 ERA, and 50-plus innings pitched. He started, came in long relief, came in at the back end of baseball games, did a little bit of everything. Utility knife for the Welland Jackfish as a pitcher, and just dominated wherever he was inserted, an all-star last year. And now comes into the ball game here to try and settle it down and get a clean 8th inning under his belt. He's going to start games this year. He's going to do a little bit of it all. As that's a weak fly ball, kind of the same spot Rio gave Weisner trouble with back a couple innings ago, and Weisner makes another nice grab.
Yeah, with those numbers, I'd put him in any position, and you took the word literally right out of my mouth. The only thing I could think of was just dominant. And with Underhill, the local product, got a nice rise from the crowd here. They know, they understand. The Niagara Falls native, Brock University, he's a fan favorite. So those numbers, you love to see it. Versatility is the best thing you can have as a player. You're a manager's dream.
He didn't start as a starter last season, but circumstances, different games, needed a spot start here and there. He was too good to take out of the rotation.
That's awesome. You love to hear that.
As that pitch is fouled off. Look out, back up into Suite 4. That's Rod Mahood territory over there.
And there's a huge difference going from 6'8" to 5'9".
Well, and Underhill, he's not going to overpower anybody, but he's going to get a ton of weak contact, a ton of ground balls, and he'll mix in a few strikeouts here and there.
A really good spot in that pitch.
Thought he had it. Did not get the call. Macabrota with one away. Also, Reese, by the way, had your first slice of Tailgate's pizza.
Oh, that
up here.
was
How was it?
That was phenomenal. That cheese was so, like, you looked at it and it was like, oh man.
Barrett diving, can't come up with the baseball. It's going to roll to the wall, and Macabrota will chug into second with a double. Great effort, but again, looked like Barrett just misread that baseball a little bit.
Yeah, first step was in and just couldn't recover. Went all out, tried to recover, but just hit too hard, two on a line, and it got by him.
We will see a shout out to Tailgates for feeding everybody, all 3,000 in attendance tonight, and I mean, delicious pizza.
Yeah, I'm hoping that last one stays in the box for the fireworks show.
So eyeing it up as we sit here. Thing is, we get the last dibs at it when it comes up because we can't eat during the broadcast. That's a hot shot. Look out down the third base line. So everybody else is eating around us, and we're just.
And we just have to give those dirty looks over to our left to everybody down there. Yeah.
0-1 the count to the center fielder, Tristan Clark. Clark tonight, couple of base hits, 2 for 3. Going to stroke that one down the third baseline. That's going to fall. Fair ball. That'll score Macabrota from second. Clark's going to replace him. And an RBI double for Clark, his third hit of the night. And the Baycats trying to claw back into this thing now, 8-3.
And say they're not going away. They've got 5 outs to work with playing here in the top of the 8th inning, and they know they've got limited opportunities now late here in Welland, so trying to mount something, looking to avoid going 0-2 to start the season.
Some stirring down the third base line of the Jackfish bullpen. Is that Halen Knoll?
Trying to figure out if that's an 8. It's got to be a 38.
It is Halen Knoll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Halen Knoll, newcomer, another guy who can start games and kind of plug him wherever. Comes from out west. Looks like he's starting to get warm in a hurry. Jaco fouls that one off, and it's 0-2 to the Baycat third baseman. Runner in scoring position at second. It's been a really nice night for Clark defensively and offensively.
Yep.
Out of the bottom of the order.
Yeah, he's had a really nice night. Been really fun to watch for Barrie. Covers a lot of ground in center field.
Underhill has his sign. One down, runner at second, 0-2 to Jaco. Quick check back on the runner. Underhill comes home, breaking ball, and Jaco just able to get a piece of it.
It kind of looks like he has Jaco in between right now. He was well out in front of that pitch. And you're way ahead, of course. No balls and 2 strikes. So really, you can go wherever, whichever direction you feel is good. You can go back to the breaking ball, see if he'll chase again. You could try a fastball up, potentially in. Like I said, it kind of looks like Jaco's a little bit in between right now against Underhill.
Undies 0-2 once again. Just able to get a piece of it. Good at bat brewing here for Jaco, just staying alive. As we take a look, there is Halen Noel. Getting loose down on the third baseline. Great shot. As Noel, another exciting piece to this rotation / bullpen for the Welland Jackfish. You can never, if you've watched the IBL or you know the IBL, you know you can never have enough pitchers. As that one is hot shot to third base. Jake Sanford to second, double play. Well, he hasn't played third since JUCO, but he didn't look like it on that play. What a grab from Sanford at the hot corner to double him off, and that will end the 8th inning for the Baycats. So Underhill gets some help defensively. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Baycats get 1. Jackfish lead 8-3.
In attendance, Noah Coughlin, 19 tonight. Happy birthday, Noah. Hi, Marie. Cindy. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating here at the pond tonight. Rachel, happy birthday. Dean, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Leah. I know Evan St. Jean is celebrating his 39th birthday tonight. Happy 39th.
Welcome back inside the ballpark. Back stretch here in Welland. Jackfish holding on to an 8-3 lead over the Barrie Baycats in the Holman season opener. As we trek on to the bottom half of inning number 8, Cesar Rosado gonna get some work in here. Try and hold the Jackfish 1-2-3 at bay is Jonah Weisner. Boy, has he had a night tonight. Steps into the batter's box. Weisner out of the top spot of the lineup. He's doubled, he's singled, he's homered. He's driven in a pair and he's scored a pair. A triple shy of the cycle for Jonah Weisner tonight. Let's see if he can find a gap. Look at that gap in left center.
Wow. Just, yeah, wow.
Weisner can hit one over by that Stephen Kanjar sign in left center field. He might have a shot.
Yep. 8-3 game, probably goes for it too.
Check swing, he definitely went around on that one. Strike one.
Yeah, he's done everything you want out of a leadoff hitter.
Weisner pokes it left field. That ball's going to hang up in time as Owen hauls it in. 1 away.
Had the right idea to go to the left side. Just a little bit too close to the line, or I guess straight away left field's a better way to put it. Didn't get it enough into the gap, but another hard hit ball, solid contact off the bat. Talk about guys having good nights at the top of the lineup. This man as well, Gio Morello, a couple of hits. Also reached on an error.
Gio Morello and Jonah Weisner tonight, 6 for 9.
Amazing.
Morello, 3 base hits. For the captain. 0-1, Rosado lines into his delivery. Big cut and a miss from Morello, fooled him on that one, and it's 0-2 quickly.
Rosado looking for the quick inning here, put up a 0. See if his team could potentially mount a comeback in the top of the 9th.
Great breaking ball. Did he go? Check down. No, says the third base umpire. Due up for the Baycats. Well, penciled in for the Baycats due up is Jaco, Beltran, and Owen. 7, 8, 9. Looks like Hale and Knoll probably come into the ball game. Danny Howlett wandering around down there too. So we'll see what Brian Ezery opts to do. And like you said, he wasn't sure how many pitchers he was going to have to use tonight. He knew he was going to let Ben Abram kind of roll. And Abram, wow. Morello just gets under one to center field. Drifting back. Center fielder didn't see it. That ball is drifting back of the warning track. It bounces up and over the wall, and it's going to be a ground rule double for Gio Morello. Wow, did that baseball carry.
It also looked like it disappeared as it kept going. Not to say it got above the lights, but Clark, even I had lost it on the way out.
Clark, who's been so good, Reese, tonight. Lost it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for what looked like more of a routine play than what we've seen from Clark tonight. Yeah, it just seems like he may have lost that ball for a split second, and it got down and bounced over.
Well, manager Brian Ezery can't ask for much more. 7 for 10 from his top 2 hitters tonight, Morello and Weisner.
Yeah, you're going to end up winning more ball games than not if that's the case.
That one's in the dirt. Morello's going to take off. He's going to be into third easily.
Great read.
Well, you know, to compare, Barrie's top 2, Hernandez and Hernandez are 0 for 8 out of their top 2 spots tonight. If you want to add that third in there, they're 0 for 12. Their top 3 hitters have not recorded a hit, nor any of them have reached on base tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely clear off of the scorebook which team is ahead, and it's a telling sign. Barrie also with the defense back here, so they're going to concede the run for an out.
Sanford takes inside, 2-0. Jake Sanford, he's been the lone quiet Jackfish tonight. He did reach on a walk back in inning number 4. 0 for 3 for Sanford. We're going to change that here. Massive gap in left center. Big cut and a miss from him, and it's 2-1.
And say, you know he wants to get in on the fun right now. Drive home another run. Yeah, Baycats really, as this game has progressed, we've seen their outfielders play these left-handed hitters to pull.
Rosado rocks into his delivery. Sanford ground ball to first. Macabroda's got it. Rosado's got to hurry. Not in time. How about the effort from Sanford to leg it out, an infield single. That's the 4th time we've seen that tonight, Reese, where the Baycats are unable to get off the mound and get that ball to first base. And now Barrie's going to argue this call.
Yeah, Rosado was slow to get off the mound, that's for sure. It was going to get the job done either way. They were going to get a run across whether he was safe or out. But just the speed, the hustle, not giving up, not being upset that you rolled over. And
now Beltran's going to head out and have a chat with Rosado. seemed frustrated about the call. And Beltran's going to try and settle down his battery mate as Robert Mullen steps in.
Catcher number 23, Robert.
Was bang bang, very, very close play. Just whether he got the foot there in time.
I mean, if you're Barrie, you got to get off the mound quicker.
Yeah,
on those ground balls.
absolutely. 100%. It shouldn't have been that close. You're absolutely right. Yeah, just that
Sanford
late
wanted it
break.
more, and that'll be an infield single for
Yep.
Jake and an RBI. So he gets himself into the hit column tonight. Rosado's pitch in tight on Mullen. Sanford's going to go ahead and take second on the wild pitch. So you saw the emotion from Rosado after the save call, and then uncorks a wild pitch here in the next one.
Yeah, you can't let things unravel here.
Keep it at bay. 9-3 Jackfish lead. Looking to take one over Barrie for the second consecutive opening day. You know, Barrie had Welland's number after opening day last season. Rosado's pitch. Nice breaking ball, cut on and miss by Mullen, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this season series between the Baycats and Jackfish. This is going to be one heck of a season series.
Buckle up. You know, ton of teams this season that making big-time moves and acquisitions and a lot of change around in the IPL. And
say 2 new ownership changes, Kitchener and Brantford.
oh, boy.
Ugh.
Oh, another one in on Robert Mullen, and that time it hit him on the hand.
I would say probably other than the head or the ankle, that's the
Especially
one of the worst spots to get hit.
on a catcher, too.
Yep.
So the trainer out to check on Mullen. See him wincing, kind of holding that left hand area. And that pitch just came in real tight on Mullen. As
Curious in a 6-run game if they pull him as a precaution.
well, Sam Cocker not available tonight. That's the backup catcher. So you'd have to put Tyson Gaughan behind the dish. Flip him from DH.
Yep.
You wonder here if maybe the Caleb Furistake or somebody will pinch run. No, they're going to leave Mullen in the game.
Good to see.
Might be a little bit sore tomorrow, but we shall see. You think maybe he gets a day off tomorrow, Sam Cocker?
Yep. Yeah, get guys reps early in the season, 100%. Night or a day game after a night game too.
2 o'clock, first pitch from Bernie Arbor. Talk about teams that have made a whale of acquisitions and moves.
Yep.
Hamilton, one of those teams right up there. Had a very interesting start to their season. Who saw their debatably MLB All-Star, or not debatably, but debatably Hall of Fame closer, Fernando Rodney, blow a save to the Brantford Red Sox. And then Brantford looks like they're going to win a game with a fly ball that doesn't end up getting caught. And then Josh Williams walks it off.
And that was a shot by Williams. It didn't get out, but it was
well
a
on
shot.
its way.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a weird game. I tuned in for I think in the 7th inning. And then watched the last bit of that one. It was crazy. The anticipation, regular season debut for Fernando Rodney, blows the save. It was a 4-run 9th inning. Yeah, gets the win too. Yeah.
John Salazzo looks pretty weird in red, I will say, too.
Yes.
The conductor switching jerseys from Toronto. Long-time Leaf. Probably one of their best players in franchise history, John Salazzo.
Would agree.
One of the nicest guys, by the way, in the IBL.
Yeah, and you know what? As much as that's his job, obviously.
Yeah.
The conductor's a nickname that absolutely fits.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'll see him tomorrow for the first time at Bernie Arbor. That'll be a great game tomorrow afternoon down in Hamilton. That pitch is well outside.
That's another organization that has really benefited from an ownership change also.
Eric has done a heck of a job down in the Hammer. Our good friends, Reed Duthie and Cable 14 will have the call for you from from Bernie Arbor tomorrow afternoon. 2-2 the count to Barrett. Good take. And it's a full count now.
That seemed like a really good pitch from Rosado. We've seen both these teams really have understood the strike zone pretty well in this game. There have been a lot of really good takes from each side.
Creeping up on the 3-hour mark of this baseball game. 8:55 local time here in Welland, and a payoff pitch on the way from Rosado to Barrett. Way high and outside, and it's ball 4, so a nice battle from Barrett, and the bases are going to be full of fish.
Yeah, the control hasn't really been there since he was late getting to the bag, allowing Sanford to reach. And again, we saw frustration after we saw the safe call. Rosado a little bit upset. Thought he had got there in time, but the control, he really hasn't reeled it in since then. Hit by pitch, now a walk.
Well, here's Hupe, who's had a very good night himself as well. Hupe, 3 hits. He's scored a run. 3 for 4 on the night. Good to see from Brandon Hupe, another guy who's looking for regular playing time. Last season was a bench bat for this Jackfish team down the stretch. And again, one of the harder things to do is sit on a bench all game and then get your number called in the 7th or 8th inning in a big spot and try and get a hit. And get that consistency down. And Hupe's had a great start to his season here, 3 for 4. In a 1-0 count, Hupe chops one foul. And it's 1-1.
I also like to see those stories too, whether it's someone that starts with the U22 Jackfish or whatever the case might be. They start as a bench player on the team and then they work their way to a starting role, maybe when somebody doesn't come back, and to see guys getting full-time reps where they were full-time bench guys last year. It's kind of a cool story as their careers evolve in this league.
Rosado long staring, now going to step off the rubber. Still a ton of fans. Not many have left here waiting for the fireworks show. This is longer game's going to play to the fireworks show as it's turning from dusk to dark here at Welland Stadium. Rosado fights one on the inside corner, and it's 1-2 to Hupe.
I think Beltran might have got crossed up there for a second. Took an extra second to walk out in front of home plate and maybe have a word with Rosado. Or maybe just an extra second to calm his pitcher down, understand that he's ahead in the count.
One and two to Hupe. Check swing. They're going to say he went. And strike 3, so Hupe down on strikes, 2 down here. The bases remain loaded for Welland.
That was a nasty pitch. Oh my goodness, it looked like it started at his hip and finished outside.
Second baseman,
wow.
number 20, Brandon Luther.
Now here's Brandon Luther with the bases juiced. He'll get a shot with 2 outs. Baycats really leaving a massive gap in that left center field area.
Yeah, it's been consistent. Every left-hander that's come to the plate, you're right.
Rosado looking to get out of this jam in the bottom of the 8th inning. Luther cut and foul back, 0-1.
Even the hole between third and short, too. They just poke a ball to left field.
Hernandez playing on the cut toward the second base bag, and Jaco hugging that third base line almost at third. Rosado. Check back at Mullen. Now delivers home. High and outside, ball 1. Wind has died down a little bit here, but ball still carrying.
How about 16 hits in the first game of the year?
9 runs on 16 hits, no errors for the Jackfish. 3 runs on 7 hits. The big one for me on that scoreboard is the 4 under the E
for sure
for Barrie.
Yeah, you're going to make errors. It's going to happen, but you got to limit them.
Yep.
You know, and I would probably say either 2 or 3 of those errors are mental errors, right? Those balls where you probably should have hung on to them, and you know you should have hung on to them, but you try to make that spectacular play, and it doesn't work out, and the Jackfish took advantage.
Luther able to hold off on it. Another high one, and it's 3-1. He's got to throw him a strike now.
Yep, nowhere to put him.
I think Luther's got to be sitting dead red here.
Yeah, he'll be ready. And why not? Again, in a 6-run game, challenge him.
Three-one pitch, bases loaded, nowhere to put him. Luther, he was swinging away, and it's foul down the first base line.
Now the runners will get a head start. 3-2, 2 outs. Single would for sure score 2. Again, I expect a challenge pitch.
Yeah, again, like, nowhere to put him. You got to come right at him.
Yep.
Luther knows that. Bases loaded. Sanford at third, Mullen at second, Barrett at first. Runners will be off on the pitch. Nice pitch from Rosado. As Luther swing and a miss for strike 3. As Rosado frustrated off the mound, but he works himself in and out of trouble. And we will head to the top of the 9th. Last call for the Baycats here on opening weekend. All Jackfish here tonight.
With the director of fun, Ryan, once again, take it away.
All right, Fanatics, it's the last one of the night. I need you to stay loud for me. We got Misa and Nick versus Jackson and Cole. Here's how this works. When I say go, you take off in your boat. Down to me, grab a fish, bring it back, drop it in the bucket. Opposite. This is the wrong way. That's fine. I'll get this finish line down here. Do all 3 fish. Come on back. First team across the line wins a $25 gift card to Boston Pizza. Fanatics, one more time. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Oh no. Capsize that boat. You better hurry up, boys. Oh, you got some bad captains here. All right, that's 2 fish down. Come on, Fanatics. We're full of pond water now. Make some noise in the last one. Here they come. Misa and Nick are fisherman race champions. Congratulations. A lot of spin dipping schooners on their future.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for your Welland Jackfish, number 38, Halen Knoll. Now playing left field for the Jackfish, number 37, Caleb Furistake. the 9th inning for Barrie, catcher Luis Beltran.
So Luis Beltran will lead things off here in the 9th. Halen Knoll into the ball game. His first appearance as a member of the Welland Jackfish. First pitch up the middle. Wisner sizes it up. One hopper on to first in time. One pitch, one out for Knoll to start the 9th.
Nice stretch over at first base as well by Marqueza.
Should mention
Now batting
Caleb
for Barrie,
Furistake
number
into left
77,
field.
Zachariah Owen.
So Zach Owen into the ball game for Barrie. Pitch is on the outside part of the plate. Strike one from Knoll. Hernandez on deck, the top of the order. As Owen fouls one off the roof, that's going to bounce into the parking lot. Fans thought it was coming down. It's not coming. No.
You ever gotten one in here?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Ask Spencer Tange about that. He was hiding under the table for the rest of the ball game. Literally.
Hey, it comes quick. I don't blame him.
He was lucky I brought a change of pants in my car for him. That one to Luther at second. Bobbled it. Throw on to first, though, is in time. Good job to stay with it. Brandon Luther, and 2 down here in the 9th inning, and the fans starting to feel it here in Welland.
Second baseman Francisco.
Jackfish 1 out away from an opening night victory and some celebration fireworks afterwards.
Shout out CAA Niagara, as always, presenting the fireworks shows on opening day, kicking off the Victoria long weekend with a bang. Knoll's pitch in there for a strike, and he's just come in and thrown strikes.
Yep, just come in, get your 3 outs, and let's go home. Wasting no time.
That one short hopped on Mullen, and it's 1-1.
Don't forget the Victoria Day weekend is always the kickoff to summer. Not technically, but the unofficial start of summer. First long weekend.
Monday holiday. The fireworks shows start tonight in Niagara Falls, run all the way through the summer. Lots of stuff going on in the Niagara region. And we're glad that 3,000 plus of you decided to spend the Saturday night here at the pond for the home opener. And these fans have been treated to some great baseball here tonight. Hernandez on the ground. Luther has it to first. In time, ball game. The Welland Jackfish for the second consecutive season knock off the Barrie Baycats in the home opener in front of 3,000 strong at the pond. Dominant offensive performance from the Jackfish, led by Jonah Wisner and Gio Morello, who had combined 7 hits tonight. And the Jackfish come out victorious. They start off on a winning note this season as they'll head to Hamilton tomorrow afternoon. Some pre-fireworks to the real show from the coach out in center field as the Jackfish come away with an impressive win. Reese, thoughts on Ben Abram tonight and the offense?
Yeah, Ben Abram, tough start. Didn't give up any runs. I think that's what's key. You know, he had longer innings, but no runs scored until Ryan Rio just absolutely hit a shot. But I thought he was great. After that home run, he really settled in. You said that he's more of a guy that the start might be a little bit rough, but as he gets going, he really settles into the game. So I thought he was brilliant after giving up that home run. And then the offense, you get 1 hit in the first, 1 hit in the second, but you don't, or sorry, I'm looking at the Baycats one. You get 1 hit in the first, nothing in the second, but then the third inning comes. You get 3 hits, 1 run, you're on the board, you tie the game. And then just an offensive explosion in the fourth, helped out by some tough defense for the Barrie Baycats, but you get 4 runs on 5 hits and an error, and it was, from there on out, it was Welland's ball game, and they did a phenomenal job hanging on to the lead and pitching to the lead and really I didn't notice one at-bat given up. And I think hitters can get into that situation where you're up by a lot and you don't necessarily need more runs, so you're not really 100% at the plate, whereas the Jackfish didn't give up an at-bat tonight. And I think that's crucial for a long season like this and to get back to the championship and the aspirations that the Jackfish have.
Jonah Weisner, your player of the game tonight. He was a triple shy of the cycle. He drove in a pair, scored a pair. He had a homer. He had a double. He had a single. And a great night for Weisner. 3 for 5 for him tonight. He was outstanding. And like he said with the director of fun down on the field, I'm so explicit and happy to be back in Welland. Let's go Fish. So Jonah Weisner, an excellent start to his 2025 season. The Jackfish, an excellent start to their season as they knock off the defending champs, the Barrie Baycats. They'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon in Hamilton. You can catch all the action on Cable 14. Reed Duffy will have the call for you over in the Hammer. Until Thursday, we will sign off here from the pond. He's Reese Dumani. I'm Alec Murray. Good night and enjoy your Victoria long weekend.